Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. This is the one. This is the one we've waited for. It's massive. I mean, even as a United fan, I'm sort of removing my United bias because United players can't be arsed anyway. And I find myself just massively intrigued by this game. If you just look at it as Liverpool against Man City, the two teams at the top of the league, 1 point separates them. Massive talent, massive management talent, massive management on the pitch, and a unique scenario basically where we've got two teams that are going head to head at the back end of the season. It's a massive game. It is absolutely huge, and there's lots to get into. We'll talk about the lineup in a minute. We'll talk about your thoughts. There's other Premier League games that have been going on as well. Loads to get into. Just want to give a shout out to Earn You, who are sponsoring our show today, this massive stream today. We'll get into more depth with that in a minute, but you can download it through scanning your photo, grabbing your phone, putting the camera on and scanning the QR code. We'll get into more detail on what Earn You is in a moment or two because I want to get into the team news, but fantastic little game that you can play where you can predict your scores, earn yourself points and win cash prizes as well. Check it out. Obviously, links in the video description. You must be over 18 to play, and always play aware as per usual. But we'll talk about that in a minute because I want to dive straight into the team news here because I know some of you are very excited. Also, Brentford have beaten West Ham 2-0. That's a great result for Manchester United. We get results without playing now. We need other people to do us favours. So the reason West Ham losing to Brentford is good is because it keeps United in 7th, but it also means that we are on the same amount of points as West Ham and we've got a game in hand. So, yeah, we're still in the Conference League position, but West Ham, if they'd won today, would have put a lot of pressure on us. So, I mean, not that the players care anyway. Leicester have beaten Palace 2-1, which I think is a good result for Leicester, to be fair. Palace are a very good side, but Leicester have beaten them 2-1. And Norwich have beaten Burnley 2-0. I'm absolutely fuming with Manchester United. I feel that handing Everton 3 points yesterday has messed up my lads. Tarkowski was crying before kick-off and Weghorst is fuming, and I'm just very unhappy with Manchester United, and they basically messed this league up with their lack of trying. You wouldn't get that at Burnley. We'll always try. We might be crap, but we'll try. So Norwich have won, and I don't think Norwich can stay up, but with 7 games to go, they're 7 points from safety. So Man United play Norwich next week. There's 3 points for you for a start. So yeah, lots to get into. Let's get into the team news. Man City are the home team. They are separated by Liverpool by 1 point. So Man City are leading this league table by 1 point. He's gone with Ederson, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, De Bruyne, no Gundogan. He's gone with Bernardo Silva, Rodri and De Bruyne, and then Foden, Jesus and Sterling. So no starting place for Gundogan or Grealish. And Mahrez also on the bench as well. So he's gone with that team. Liverpool, probably a little bit more predictable. Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson. Henderson, Fabinho and Thiago. And then Salah, Jota, Mane. You could pretty much pick that Liverpool team. Diaz on the bench, Keita on the bench, Firmino on the bench, Gomez on the bench. But to be honest, you could probably say that is Liverpool's strongest team. There's no surprise with that at all. So Man City, no Gundogan. They've gone with Ruben Diaz is injured, of course, so he's not playing. So yeah, massive, absolutely massive game, and I don't think we learn anything from the team news because we're not going to learn anything until this game kicks off. The enormity of it is massively intriguing, of course, because we just don't know what's going to happen. I think we think they're evenly matched teams. We don't know they're evenly matched teams. It could end up being 3-0 to Liverpool or 3-0 to City. They play each other next week in the FA Cup, of course. But I feel if Man City win the league title is basically City's. They'd go 4 points ahead and they've got an easier run in. If Liverpool win it, it's game on, isn't it? Liverpool have got the advantage. If it's a draw, I think it benefits Man City, to be honest with you. Apologies if it's been mentioned, but was that you on TalkSport? Didn't sound like your voice as much. I've just been listening to it. It was me on TalkSport. Yeah, they asked me if I'd go on last night for a quick chat for 10 minutes. So yeah, I did. Okay, so let's see what people are saying in the chat. Strong lineup, says Plurd. Up the Reds, says Harvard. Liverpool are going to win it 2-1. Well, we'll get a poll going in a minute in relation to that as well. But as I said, we're sponsored by Earn You. I'm just going to whack that up on the video while I tell you what it's all about. So Earn You is a Today's show is sponsored by Earn You. A few weeks ago, I played an awesome new sports prediction game. You may remember it. It was called Bet You, Play to Earn. It looks like loads of you enjoyed the game, as nearly 200 of you signed up to play. And I love how supportive you all are of our community. Well, Bet You, Play to Earn is now rebranded to Earn You, and the game is still the same, but now includes a brand new esports section. You'll even be able to watch FIFA live streams on the platform soon to see how your predictions get on in real time. So I correctly predicted the results for Brentford, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United and Wolves. However, even though I got some of my predictions wrong, I never lose my Bet You tokens, which is why Earn You is a risk-free form of betting. I played with 10,000 of my Bet You tokens during my game week, and if you look at my account, we can see that I now have 10,143 Bet You tokens to play with. So with the new tokens I played again this week, I backed a multi with Leeds, Arsenal, Chelsea and Man United. As you know, that's not worked out, as only 2 of my 4 games came in because Arsenal and Man United let me down. So I won 690 Bet You tokens. However, even if none of these won, then I would not lose my point tokens of 10,143. So if you fancy trying out the future of sports prediction, then head over to the link in the description or scan the QR code and join you today. The first 500 of you will be able to try the game for free. So please be sure to use my promo code Goldbridge when you join this round. Remember, you have to be over 18 and please play aware. So the first 500 of you will play for free with the code Goldbridge. So check it out or scan it through the QR code. And thank you very much to Earn You, who are sponsoring the show today. We're going to do a podcast. We're not going to do a podcast. We're going to do a prediction of the result. I don't know. I can't predict this game. I think that's the genius of this game. That's the brilliance of this game. That's the excitement of this game, is that we just don't know how it's going to go. And as I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Liverpool won comfortably. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a draw. And it wouldn't surprise me if City won comfortably. I think it's just ridiculously hard to call it. If I had to call it, and I don't believe that we should be sitting on the fence, if I had to call it, I'd probably just go with home advantage and say City. But then in my head I see Liverpool winning as well, so I just don't know. I just don't know which way it's going to go. And all I can say is that even as a United fan that basically wants neither of them to win and doesn't even want them to draw, I would say that it's a massively intriguing game. 2 of the best managers in the world, 2 of the best teams in the world, who both play in a sort of way that you like to watch. It's intriguing. It would be intriguing in any tournament, but it's massively intriguing. And here's Robson and Jerome. Look, Carragher and Neville walking around with the camera shot again. Oh, my love, my structure, my players. It's Sunshine Gary Neville. Mark, firstly, great cameo on TalkSport. Fair play. Do you think this will be a hyped up goal fest or an anti-climax 0-0? Andrew, I don't know. I do not know. I know I don't want to be a cop-out on this, but I just don't know. I'm intrigued about how you think the game is going to go. And I'll read out some of your comments, because I'm just going to say 2-1 Man City because it's a close result and Man City are the home team. It could be 4-0 Liverpool. I just don't know. West Ham just lost, so we can actually get 6th if we beat Norwich, says BG. Yeah, but remember, even with West Ham losing for United, we're on the same amount of points. And we've got to play Liverpool and we've got to play Arsenal, haven't we? So, yeah. Hey, Jamie, what are you thinking, Sunshine? What are you thinking, Sunshine? What are you thinking about this game? Well, Gary, it's about the players. It's about the structure. It's about I think about Man United. Can I just stop you there, Jamie? It ain't Man United playing. We played yesterday, fella. What are you on about? Well, I'm thinking about the players. I'm thinking about Man United. I'm thinking about what they're doing. You're a fucking idiot, Jamie. Anyway, I'm being an idiot myself. I'll get lost in that and just go off on my own show. So let's cut that now. Right. So look, it's interesting. 44% are going with a Liverpool win and 39% are going with a City win. 17% going with the draw. I suppose the draw is probably the favourite, probably the safest bet, but I did the preview of this on Friday, so I can go over old ground. The game's not happened yet, but what intrigues me is the I wouldn't call it a chess game, but what intrigues me the most is how do you approach this game? If you're Pep Guardiola, if you win the league because you're 4 points clear and you've got the better running. But if you draw, you still win the league really if you don't mess up. Liverpool, if you win, it's in your hands. If you don't win, it's not in your hands. And with 7 games to go, if it's what I'm trying to say is if it's 1-1 with 20 minutes to go or 0-0, what does Jurgen Klopp do? Does he go the long game and say, look, we'll take the point and we'll see what happens between now and the end of the season? Or does he think, I can't take the point and see what happens at the end of the season because what if we lose by a point and I'll always think I should have gone for it? Does he go I think people are talking about the game, but are they talking about the game? What do you do if you're Jurgen Klopp? Is it like, look, I'd rather lose 1-0 than draw? I'd rather go for it and try and win 1-0 and lose 1-0 than take the draw. Does he go with that mentality? I don't know. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I don't know. What do you think if you're a Liverpool fan? Do you go for the win in the last 20 minutes or do you take the draw? Would you rather lose trying to win or would you rather take the draw? I think you've got to try and win. I think if you take the draw, their running is better than you and they're a point ahead of you. I think you've got to go for it. And that's dangerous because if you go for it, you leave the door open and City win, that's the title gone. And maybe you could have took the draw and seen what happened. But I think when you look at the run-ins, Liverpool's run-in and Man City's run-in, they're very different. I think City have got the last... Out of the last 7 games, City's hardest games are Wolves and West Ham away. When you look at Liverpool's run-in, they've got to play Villa away, Southampton away, but they've also got to play United at home, Everton at home, Spurs at home. You'd expect them to potentially win all those games, but I don't know. You mentioned yesterday Ronaldo's checked out. Do you actually think this, especially after the game, or kicking the ball at the bench, says Arjun? I think they've all checked out. I think all the heads are gone. 2-1 to the Reds. They just about win this game, says Slippy. Massively intriguing. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I just can't wait for it to start because I've got no idea which way it's going to go. And for a little bit of excitement, if you want to see it as well, take a look at this. That's the league table as it stands at the moment. So goal difference is in Liverpool's favour with they've got a 5 goal difference better. They're plus 57 to plus 52 for City. But obviously City have got the point gap. Goal difference is never going to come into it, is it really? Because this is not about goal difference today. This is about what happens today. If Liverpool win, they go 2 points ahead. If they draw, it stays 1 point behind. If Man City win, they go 4 points ahead. So goal difference is in their favour if they can get it to goal difference. But today's not about it being goal difference. They can't close that gap to be goal difference. So, yeah. It's just huge. I mean, look, I think anybody who's a fan of football will be intrigued by this match. Whether you like Liverpool or Man City, this is what you want. In any league, you want to be mid-April, very close to the end of the season, with the top 2 going against each other. If they played each other in February, you're like, well, the run-in, they don't play each other. I remember Liverpool and Man City, the year that Man City won it, and it was very much not like this. It was very much... I think they both won. It felt like they both won their last 10 games, but they didn't play each other. It was the season that Kompany scored that goal against Leicester that they show on Sky a lot. So they're actually playing each other here. And yeah, call it how you can. As I said, 45% of you think Liverpool are going to win and 38% think City's going to win. I don't know whether that's because we've got more people who don't want City to win. We've got more Liverpool fans watching. I don't know. But I do think that in relation to City, I think Liverpool have got better form at the moment. I've probably watched Liverpool more than I've seen City, but I watched City against Atletico Madrid. I didn't think they were great. I've seen Liverpool lately and I think they've been in very good form. So, yeah, I think it's going to be very, very interesting. And Arjun says, do you want Ronaldo to stay for next season? Honest opinions, I know it's not the United stand, but really wanted to know. I do want Ronaldo to stay, and I want United to be better, and I want us to get a real Ronaldo. But yeah, it's not the United stand; it's Man City against Liverpool. Mark, if City don't win the title, I think this would be a bottle job. Considering a few months ago they were 11 points clear at the top. What do you think? I think Liverpool have done fantastically well, begrudgingly, to get back into the title race. I think around January, I thought, much like last season, I felt City were just going to run away with the title, and it was going to be boring. The fact that Liverpool have made it interesting is really good. And I think that, you know, if you want the title race to be interesting, you probably want Liverpool to win, or you probably want a draw. If Man City win it, 4 points clear with the better running, I think it's probably over. So Liverpool have done a fantastic job to get back into this title race. And of course, there is a backdrop as well that we are potentially looking at one of the great teams in Premier League history. Not because I think this rivalry is a great rivalry, but because I think Liverpool have already won the Carabao Cup. They play each other next Saturday in the FA Cup. They're both going for the league and they're both in the Champions League. I would hope that one wins one and one wins the other. But we could end up with a situation where Liverpool do a quadruple or a treble and City do a treble. Mark, and I was arguing earlier, just annoyed with the United situation. Didn't mean to be a knob. I'll be tuning in at 8. No, Daniel, I never think that those things are. So please don't think that there is an issue there at all. Yes, I want Liverpool to win, Mark. I don't want any of them to win. I'm a Manchester United fan. I'm just intrigued by the game. Hi, Mark. I know it's not the United stand, but question, is there any chance that the board U-turn and go for Poch? Says Aqua. No, not a chance. In fact, this is quite a good question because I saw a French report today saying that Chelsea are interested in Pochettino. I mean, that's just the last throw of the dice from Pochettino's media people to try and get United to go for him. Well, if you don't go for him, Chelsea are going to go for him. Chelsea are not going to go for Pochettino. Liverpool are not going to go for Pochettino. Spurs are not going to go for Liverpool. Well, Spurs not if Conte stays. City won't go for Pochettino. Real Madrid won't go for Pochettino. Nobody's going for Pochettino, especially not Chelsea. So, there you go. Do you think Spurs can get third? Says Heartless. No, I think Spurs should just be happy with fourth and stop being greedy. My prediction is it's going to be 3-3. Look, if we're going to get a draw, I'd love it to be 4-4. I'd love to see a game of football like that because as a purist that likes football, you want to see loads of goals. But I don't know. Media thrive on negativity, creating doubts on Erik ten Hag. Demands already have been sorted from the beginning of the interview. He's already setting up staff, says Dan. And hi, Mark. If you were to pick one player from City and one player from Liverpool to help Manchester United, who would you pick? Says Jonathan Mitchell. Good question. Everyone else can answer that one as well. United desperately need a holding midfielder. And I think we need a really good centre-back as well. So I'd probably start there. So I would go Fabinho. Actually, I know what. I'd probably go Rodri and Van Dijk. Or you could go Rodri and Salah, because we need a right winger as well. But Maguire is so crap, and so is McTominay and Fred, that I think I would rather go for Van Dijk and Rodri. But you could go Rodri and Salah. You could go Fabinho and... Yeah, I think I'd go for Rodri and either Van Dijk or Salah, to be honest with you. Man City have, on the back of their jerseys, Man City is beating United in the marketing game. FaZe has millions of followers and young fan base. This is a big brain move from City, says John. I have a feeling that the board picked the team, not Ralph. Do you feel the same, says Andreas? And Mark, why is mainstream media... I nearly said something else then. Why is mainstream punditry so one-dimensional? Every week, same questions and answers. Never any deep analysis. Only channels on YouTube do, says Jack. It's because, basically, what happens is... we actually... my agent got in contact with somebody a few weeks ago and said, why don't one of your Sky presenters, to their agent, sit down opposite Goldbridge and have a conversation and we'll put it on YouTube. It'd do really well. No, not doing it. Which is fine. I'm not saying they have to do it, but they won't do it because basically what they do is they go on Sky with next to no research and get asked a question and just make it up. Who do you want as the Man United manager? Poch. Thanks for that, Gary. Why is that? They don't ask why. Well, I spent a bit of time training with him 5 years ago. Yeah, okay. Any modern reason for that? I don't really know anything about Erik ten Hag. Okay. Do you know anything about Poch's away record against the top six? Do you know anything about what he's done away for PSG this year? Do you know anything about his comparison with Tuchel? Do you know anything about Erik ten Hag? No. It's scripted. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they told something in their ear. I mean, look, Roy Keane's on the telly at the moment. Love Roy Keane. He wants Simeone as Man United manager. Simeone had one shot yesterday for Atletico Madrid. They average about 40% possession. Can you imagine Simeone in charge at Man United with 40% possession? If you think it's bad now, in fairness to them, I don't think they watch football like you do. I think they turn up in their suit, get paid a lot of money, talk about stuff they know from their playing career, go home, play a bit of golf, go to the local restaurant, watch EastEnders, I don't think they're consuming European football. I don't think they're consuming data. I don't think they're looking at modern conversation themes on social media. I just think they have their opinion, but it's not deep. It's not deep opinion. So that's my opinion on it. I think it's tame because actually, if any presenter on mainstream media delve deep, it expose them. So they don't want to be exposed because they're paying a lot of money for talent. They're paying a lot of money for this talent. They don't want their presenters to expose them. It's the way of the world, isn't it? Anyway, back on the game. We've got nearly 9,000 people. And thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 643,000. Smash a like as well. We're nearly at 10,000 before we've even kicked off. Remember, we're sponsored by Earn You. Check it out. Links in the video description. First 200 people can play for free with the code Goldbridge. You do have to be over 18. Please do play aware, but it is free to play. For the first 200 people, use the code Goldbridge. Scan the picture, scan the QR code with your phone. You can check it out while we're live now. Hi Mark, here's an idea. Go through all the Premier League proven Man United players we've signed in the last 10 years and see which ones succeeded, says Rack. It's not the United stand. It's not the United stand. We are watching one of the greatest games of the season. This is the game of the season. I'm not really into hype, but this is the game of the season. Absolutely, exactly. There's no doubt about it. It's the game of the season, full stop. Hi Mark, just wanted to say your F1 that's racing Watchalongs are elite. Excited for Imola as a Mercedes are bringing significant upgrades. I mean, what a long day. I mean, for the real hardcore, and actually I say the real hardcore, you've got to be an F1 fan. We were live at 5:45 this morning watching Formula 1, and we had a few teething problems, but it was I really enjoyed it. So if you're part of the F1 crew, thank you very much. This is the place to be. Is it game of the decade? I don't know. Tell me what's the game of the decade. In the Premier League, is it game of the decade? It's game of the season. What I would say, a little glimmer of hope to Arsenal and Man United fans, this is not the greatest rivalry in Premier League history. It simply isn't. If you lived the late 90s, Arsenal-Man United rivalry was better than this. But this is a very worthy rivalry that could become as good as that. I think they need to do it more often. If you look at the league positions of Arsenal and Manchester United over that 4 or 5 year period, it was always 1 and 2. It's not always been 1 and 2 for Liverpool and Man City. The points gap hasn't always been as close. But this is the modern equivalent. And I think some United fans, some Arsenal fans don't want to accept that. But it is look, Wenger versus Sir Alex, Vieira versus Keane, Man United versus Arsenal. It was amazing. But Pep versus Klopp, I tell you, I've got no love for either of those teams as a United fan, but I'm massively intrigued by this. I'm not going to sit there and be biased with red-tinted glasses and go, oh, it's a nothing game. This is Pep Guardiola against Jurgen Klopp. This is two very, very world-class managers with two very, very, very good sides that contrast against each other as well. I think with Pep, you've got this possession, patient game. With Klopp, you've got this almost rock and roll. Let's get my fullbacks forward. Let's move the ball quick. Both high line from Klopp, high line from Pep, but very good defensive sides who work hard as well. Thank you very much, Roshan, for the super chat there. Correction, Mark. United versus Arsenal was the best physical rivalry. The Reds versus City is the best footballing rivalry. No, it's not, David. It isn't. The football that Arsene Wenger used to play was very much Pep's football of the day, and I think the way that Klopp plays is very much the Sir Alex Ferguson of the day. The football games between Arsenal and Manchester United were elite. I always think back to that game where John O'Shea was running through at Highbury and chipped it over the keeper, and you think about that little flick that Henry did and spun and volleyed it over Barthez. Those games were elite, and let's not try and pretend that they weren't. But that's the excitement about this game as well. This is Jurgen Klopp against Pep Guardiola. It's really, really exciting. I can't wait for it. It is a modern day Sir Alex versus Wenger, and I think, sometimes we want to say the past is better than the now, or the now is better than the past. I think there's a real nod to the past. I think this is a very, very, very big rivalry. It could be it could go on for years and years. Let's wait and see what happens with it. But I'm very excited. Wenger was very good in his early days, Marvo. I know it went bad at the end, but Wenger was an elite coach at the start. He was the revolutionist, really, of the Premier League with diet and style of football. Interestingly enough, and we might see it in the game today, when United used to play Arsenal, one of the things we used to do, and Sir Alex used to get us to do it, in fact Phil Neville used to play in the midfield sometimes, is we would rattle them. We would be physical. And it'll be interesting to see if either of the teams today try and do that, slow the game down, get in the referee. I don't want to talk about this, but I have to talk about it. Will you do an international 11? So pick players from the German league, the Spanish league, etc. If we could do it at Jack, at half time. We'll see how it goes. But what I don't want to see in this game today, desperately don't want to see it today. I don't want to see this game with an early red card. I don't want to see this game ruined by a ref. I don't want to see it ruined by VAR. This is not for the title, but it's got a massive part to do in the title. And Verstappen is out, Mark, says Raz. You are Slow Sports News, Raz. I don't know what you're watching, but it happened at 6 a.m. Will you be doing the Champions League watch-alongs and FA Cup semi-finals? I will, Diab. Yeah, big game for Real Madrid and Chelsea on Tuesday. But we don't want to see this game resolved by a red card or a VAR decision, because this is a season's work. This is the two teams that deserve to win the league. There's a race for fourth at the moment. Who deserves it? Probably Spurs at the moment, but that could change in a couple of weeks. In relation to the Premier League, absolutely, Man City or Liverpool deserve this title. We can't be in a situation where it gets resolved by a bad refereeing decision. It would be disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. 10,400 people watching. We've not even kicked off yet. Please smash a like on the video and share it. It's going to be a big one, this one. I can feel it. Hi, Mark. I think the Arsenal and United rivalry was legendary, but I feel the Chelsea and United rivalry between 2004 till 2010 was fantastic. It was, Samuel, but I've always said it, and speaking to younger fans, I always say that I really wish Manchester United had a rivalry with Liverpool, because that's the biggest rivalry we have. And I speak to Liverpool fans and you speak to United fans, and one of the things that does get said is I'd love to have a proper rivalry with each other for the Premier League. We've had it sort of, but never properly. That Arsenal Man United rivalry in the late 90s was amazing. I mean, you got Arsenal doing the double in 98 and then we won the treble in 99. It was just, but it was bigger than that. It went further back than that, and it went after that all the way up until the Invincibles, really. But this Man City Liverpool one's been going on for a while. I think people talk about the Man City Centurions being one of the best Premier League sides ever. I disagree. I actually think the Man City side that went toe to toe with our Liverpool week in, week out, where I think, didn't City get 98 points and Liverpool got 97? That was the year that Company scored that goal against Leicester. I think that was a bigger achievement than the Centurions, because you actually had a worthy adversary who pushed you all the way. And I think, again, this season, whoever wins this league will be able to sit back at the end of the season and say, okay, where do we take our place in the best Premier League sides of all time? Because I tell you what, when you're pushed, that's when it means more. United, when we won the treble, last game of the season, we played Spurs at Old Trafford. If we'd lost and Arsenal had won, they would have won the league. Doesn't matter about your points tally. You could get 100 points because everyone else is crap. You could win the league with 84 points, but be pushed hard by one or two other teams. They're the bigger titles when somebody pushes you. And this is what this game's all about. Please, Marnie, don't get sent off straight away, says Bobby. Okay, thanks everyone who's watching. Thanks for the super chats. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. It's a big week. We've got the Champions League watch-alongs on Tuesday and Wednesday, but there's no bigger game in the Premier League this season. This is the game of the season. It's game of the season. Here we go. It's as simple as that. And I can tell you, most of you have gone with a Liverpool win, even though they're the away side. 44% of you went with a Liverpool win, 35% went with a City win, and the rest went with a draw. So, are you going to be right? Are you going to be wrong? I don't know. If I have to be pushed, I'm going to say a City win 2-1. But I actually, for the first time probably ever, can't really go, this is my arrogant opinion. I just don't know. I don't know. I really don't. What's your opinion on Kante? Take him at United, says Extreme Gunner. What? Would I take Kante at United when we've got Fred and McTominay? Get lost. We don't need him. Of course I would. 100%. 100%. We've got, Kante is... I take Conte and Kante. Yes, team news, just to run through it for you. So, there is no place for Gundogan. He's gone... Well, I'll start from the start. What player has the most headed Premier League goals, says JF? Don't know. Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, Salah, Jota, Mane for Liverpool. And then City, Ederson, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, no Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, De Bruyne, Foden, Jesus and Sterling. So Mahrez, Grealish and Gundogan on the bench for them. Liverpool's team is probably more expected, to be honest with you. Just realised I need to get the timer ready here. We are getting very close to the start of this match. And thanks for everybody who's been tuning in for the build-up, because it's made it go a lot quicker. And I think that's what everybody wants. Everyone just wants to get this game going and see what happens on the other side, because it's going to be huge. We're 100 subscribers away from 644,000. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Everybody's welcome on the United Stand, as you know. And get involved in the chat. Thank you for everybody for watching. Man City versus Liverpool. Pep and Klopp embrace. I want to see a bit of passion, you know. I'm not massively... I suppose from a United point of view, I probably want City to win. I've never really thought of it like that, because I don't really want either of them to win. But I probably do want City to win. Obviously because Liverpool are a bigger rival than ours. But we will see. We will see what happens here. We're just about ready to start. Unfortunately, Mark, I see a terrible red card today, says Vicious. Yeah, well, I hope we don't see that. But that is one of the issues, isn't it? Because mentality is going to be key in a game like this. I think from Liverpool's point of view, they'll back their defence. I think from Man City's point of view, they'll back the defence. As I said, you could get 3-0 to Liverpool, you get 3-0 to City at half-time. You just don't know which way it's going to go. Please smash a like and share the video. We're about to start here. Also, can I just say a big shout out to our sponsor, Earn You. Link is in the chat, or you can scan it through the video in the link in the... Sorry, you can scan it with your phone, with your camera on your phone. Players take the knee. First 500 of you will be able to play for free, so please be sure to use my promo code Goldbridge when you join this round. So first 500 play for free, use the code Goldbridge. We're up and running in this game here. I'm still too late to do it. You know, you get everything ready, and then you look a prat because you're not ready with the clock. Let's go. There we go. Timer's moved. If you don't know, timer used to be down there. Timer's there, underneath Liverpool. So we're 20 seconds in here. In fact, big shout out to Drawty, by the way. We've changed, big game of the season, and we've changed the layout as well. You might notice that the scoreboard is more central now. It was curved off. Yeah, we've moved the timer as well. So good shout out there. Yeah, so if you fancy trying out the future of sports prediction, then head over to the link in the description or scan the QR code and join Earn You today. The first 500 of you will be able to try the game for free, so please be sure to use my promo code Goldbridge when you join this round. And effectively, you can predict and play each round on football results, but also they've got an esports section as well. So check it out, free to play. You've got to be over 18. Please use the code Goldbridge. Scan the QR code and give it a try, or use it through the link in the description. Early doors, tentative feeling out of each other here. I have to go for a City win, says Nick P. Couldn't face another league title for Liverpool. It cuts deep. At least with City, you can put it down to oil, says Nick P. It's a fair way of looking at it, Nick. I've got to say. Of course, if Liverpool were to win the league, they've won the league 20 times, like Manchester United. But look, with the frequency that Man City are winning the league, they're capable as well, aren't they? Chennai, just to let you know, you won't be read out again. You're blocked. Goodbye, Chennai. It rhymes as well. Show us the match. I always love that, because you clearly you're about 6 years too late. Slow Sports News. 2 minutes gone. It's going to be a very, very interesting first 10 minutes here. Will it be a slow start? Will it be an intense start? Is it about trying to dictate the game? Will it go in waves from one way to the other? Ring says it's a minimum of 3 years before United get to this level. Well, I think you could say that. I mean, United is shite, I agree, but you could say that about Newcastle with their billions. You know, these clubs, whatever you think about it and however they've got there, Klopp and Pep have been building these teams for a while and rebuilding them and adding bits for, you know, Alvarez has been brought in by City for next season. Diaz came in January. What a City doing here? He gets away with it a bit, Laporte. The Liverpool press is really pressing City in here. Look at the press of Liverpool there. They've got 6 players. Very, very high press from Liverpool here. And City probably haven't played a team like this. Certainly in the Premier League all season. A team that's going to press them that high up the pitch. Interesting. Let's see what you're all about, City, then. Let's see what your passing's all about today. 6 players virtually on the edge of City's box there, pressing them in, away from home. They won't be used to that. Impressive start by Liverpool there, pressing high up the pitch. And I'd say, although we've only had 4 minutes, I would say Liverpool are looking more on the front foot here, which could be a psychological thing. The win is the thing they need to do. City are going to win this, as Alex G. They need to settle down if they're going to. Anthony Taylor is the ref. I feel that he is the golden boy of the Premier League at the moment. And I also think he's crap. So watch out. I think he's a dreadful referee. He has got... Oh, City are going to score! Oh, what a save by Alisson! What a miss by Raheem Sterling. That had to be a goal. The cross comes in. He's unmarked with on the penalty spot. Alisson, super save. What a miss by Sterling. And that really could be one of those moments that could come back and hurt City. He's got to score that. You'll see the replay in a moment. But bloody hell, he's got to score that. He's got all the time in the world. He's totally unmarked. Alisson's running out. It's surely just slip it in the bottom corner. But City come forward again and it's in anyway! It's De Bruyne! It's Fanta Pants! He's done it! He's hit a shot! It's deflected! And it's gone in! And it's 1-0 to Liverpool! They've got the goal! They have the goal! Sterling's absolutely breathing a sigh of relief. He shoots, he scores with a bit of a deflection. De Bruyne here. Liverpool had started off quite well, but I don't know where the defence was when Sterling had the chance. And they followed it up with another chance. And it's a goal for De Bruyne. Quick free kick. Liverpool never really recovered. De Bruyne gets to the edge of the box. He skips past Fabinho, one of the best holding midfielders in the world. De Bruyne leaves him for dead. He shoots. It's deflected off Matip. In off the post. Despairing dive from Alisson. He can't get anywhere near it. It's fortuitous. But if you don't buy a lottery ticket, you can't win the lottery. De Bruyne shoots. It's never going to go in. It deflects off Matip in off the post. Klopp looks dejected. But in all fairness, Fabinho's got to do better. And Raheem Sterling had a very, very good chance just before that, where he should have scored. So I don't think Liverpool can say we're unlucky. Alisson had already made a massive save. And from what looked like a good start for Liverpool, it's turned into a bad start as Man City take a 1-0 lead here. What a start. What a start. Well, they haven't even shown us the Sterling chance because we've had the De Bruyne goal. Electric start here. A long way to go, but Man City leading 1-0. I don't think an early goal in this game is a bad thing. I really don't. Liverpool have to try and win, so they can't sit back anyway. And I don't think either of these teams would think like that anyway. As I say, I think sometimes Atletico Madrid scoring first in a game, you know they're going to park the bus and the tank and the cat and everything else they can find. But that's not going to happen in a game like this. I don't think an early goal in a game like this massively changes it. I would love to have seen that Sterling chance again, though. I really think he should have put that in the bottom corner, but it doesn't matter. They should have scored. Derek says the first save by Alisson was class. Unfortunately, they haven't shown us that chance because City went and scored pretty much straight after. Unknown says Liverpool are overrated. Anthony Taylor or Mark Clattenburg, says Sean. Well, hopefully we're not even talking about the referee today, but you would be worried. It is a bit of a jammy goal, Kevin. But I think that, well, it is a jammy goal. It deflects off Matip and Alisson would have saved if it hadn't. But you've also got to say, yes, it was jammy, but Sterling should have scored before that. Plenty of time to go. It's a harder battle for Liverpool now. They're going to have to score 2 to win the game at least. But City now settling with possession. Their nerves will be settled. Their confidence levels will have gone up. You don't want to be conceding first in a game like this. And it's Liverpool who have conceded very early on. What the hell is Van Dijk and Alisson doing there? Jesus wants a penalty. I don't know what he's talking about. I have to see it again. Van Dijk was shepherding the ball back to Alisson and Jesus took a tumble. It didn't look like a penalty. I'm a Man United fan and we are not as bad as you make it seem. You guys just overact as always, says Ricky. Swivel on it, Ricky. 1, we're watching a proper game of football, and 2, if you think United aren't as bad as you think, I don't know where you've been. You must have been in a fucking coma, you prat. Anyway, back to a proper game of football. So you think 7th in the league with a bag of shit players isn't as bad as you think? I don't know where your standards are, mate, but they belong in a fucking cellar. Anyway, back to the game. Sterling is very lucky to be playing in a team like that, says Paul Greaves. The chances that he misses too many chances, says Paul. And Ricky's getting a bit of banter. I think Ricky was a troll, to be honest with you. Maybe he's talking about Leeds United. City are going to win 2-0, says the Roast Spud. Do I miss when Man United were involved in these sort of games, says Rowan? Yeah. Massively jealous. A game like this, even though Liverpool are losing, there's still 80 minutes to go. These are the games you want to be involved in. These are the games Arsenal want to be involved in. Chelsea want to be involved in. United fans want to be involved in. These games where it's first against second, going for the title, you want to be involved in it. You do. It's disappointing if you lose, but you're involved in it. You feel alive. You feel like your club's going somewhere. Henderson with the ball over the top. Edison, the sweeper keeper, does well. Oh no, he doesn't, because Thiago's won it. Ricky is Gary Neville in disguise, says Alex. Ricky probably thinks Maguire deserves a raise, says Nate. Chelsea are not involved in the title race, Farhan. Chelsea are the 3rd best team in England, but they're not involved in the title race. Here's Henderson into Salah. I tell you what, I do want to whack in I want to whack a poll in. Do you think Salah will leave Liverpool? Just dropped into my head. Get involved in the poll on that one. Got Fabrizio Romano on the United stand tomorrow afternoon, so we'll be talking to him about that. Hello, Mark. Not Salah. Ten Hag. Someone was saying about Ten Hag. Mark, about United, do you think 4-2-3-1 is outdated because many winners today play either 3 at the back or 4-3-3, says Abdullah. We play 4-3-3, mate. We don't play a 4-2-3-1. We don't play with 2 holding midfielders. Hi, Mark. I watched Rangnick post-match interview. I feel sorry for him. Keno was right, saying the players will turn on the manager, says EJ. 1-0 to City here. Deflected goal by De Bruyne. Sterling had a sitter, he missed it, but De Bruyne came through a couple of minutes later, and well, it wasn't even a couple of minutes later. Nice ball into Salah. Dinks it into Jota. Good defensive header by Stones, but it comes back to Robertson. I'd have a shot from there. He doesn't. Trent, this is a goal. It's a goal for Liverpool, and it's Jota. And what a game we've got on our hands here. What a start. It's living up to the expectations. Lovely cross to Robertson. I said I would have shot. I would have been wrong. He dinks it to the back post. It's Jota who scores. It's another assist for Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Pep sits down. He doesn't look very happy. But it's a scintillating move by Liverpool. The way they move the ball. From this point, Andy Robertson, he sees the back post. Trent cuts it back. Jota taps it in. Should Ederson do better? I think it's a good goal by Liverpool, but I tell you what, he might be a sweeper keeper, but De Gea saves that. I don't know what Ederson's doing. He almost jumps over the ball. Maybe he's unsighted a little bit. It's a goal. That's the bottom line. Klopp's loving it. Loving it like that. We're back where we started. The pendulum swings. Imagine if you were a Liverpool or a City fan. Your heart must be going like mad. It's exciting enough. Not even liking either of the teams. 1-1. Jota. De Bruyne. And then Jota. A very equal game. 13 minutes have gone like that. That's what she said. Cross fullbacks again, says Tuto. Well, yeah. Robertson with the cross. Trent with the cutback. This is what I mean about your fullbacks getting forward. United fullbacks go past the halfway line and start crying with a nosebleed. Pep out, Klopp in, says Jack. What a game so far, says Toppy. City will still win, says Disease Gaming. I just think they are what everybody said. Next week in the FA Cup, today, they'll probably play each other in the Champions League as well. They are ridiculously evenly matched. If one of these teams wins the treble, or a quadruple in Liverpool's case, they deserve to go down in history, because either of these two teams on normal seasons would be winning the league. Who do I think is going to win? Says Lagged Off. I went 2-1 to City, but I've got no confidence about. Connor says Cody's already off 13 minutes in. Nice little ball. Sterling's in again. He's making good runs. He lays it off. Jesus straight to Alisson. Chances, you see. Chances are coming in here. I do like Ian Brown. I love the Rolling Stones. I mean, Stone Roses. I might have been down the pub at lunch. That's all I'm going to say. I might mix my words up a bit. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're only 100 away from 644,000. Everyone's welcome on the United Stat. That's football, as you know. Should have done it again. 15 minutes gone. 1-1. Arteta, says Gorist. Big fan. Who would you rather have in Man United, Fabinho or Rodri, says Callum. Well, I do prefer Fabinho, but there's no doubting that if you go for Rodri, you're not wrong as well. Like, they're both fantastic at what they do. It's a lovely ball by Robertson. Ederson's going to catch it. What a ball. Nearly got Salah and Mane, and it was so good. Matip's very underrated, says Craddock. Liverpool have only won once the last 12 times they went to the Etihad. City do have the advantage, I would say, says Jack. Well, they're the home team. You've got to push that advantage, haven't you? Who do you think is better, Klopp or Pep, and why, says Berat. I don't know whether it's who's better. I just prefer Klopp to Pep in relation to style of football. If I had to choose one of them to be United manager, I'd be over the moon whichever one we got. But if I had to choose, I'd go Klopp, because I just like... I know it's quite a basic thing, but I just quite like his passion. I think that raw emotion really relates and resonates. And I do favour his style of football. I love the way the fullbacks get forward. It reminds me of United and width. So I think that... I do prefer Klopp, but look, Pep's amazing as well. And look, as much as that, I wouldn't say that, Will. He says I'd go with Klopp because he hasn't had money. I do think Klopp's done a better job at Liverpool than Man City Pep has done, because Pep's always got that Well, he had an open checkbook and Klopp didn't. So I think Klopp's job has been harder at Liverpool than City. Look, Pep took over a Man City side that had already won the league twice in the previous 5 years. Klopp took over a Liverpool side that hadn't won the Premier League at all in 30 years. So, well, nearly 30 years. Greetings from Miami. Who would you love to buy for Man United, says Elmar? I'd love to buy a whole new team, mate. Which Man United player do you think would start for Liverpool or Man City? Says Misa. I think Varane would start for City. He might start for Liverpool, but knowing Klopp, he'd probably go with Matip and Van Dijk. So Varane is probably the only one. I wouldn't be surprised if Pep did pick Ronaldo because he wanted him, and they don't have a number 9, so he might get in. That's it. It'd be Varane and Ronaldo. That'd be it. What a cross by Walker. Well done, Matip. But I also agree with KY. You could easily say no one. Of course you could. Sad to say that how Liverpool responded was how Manchester United used to respond after about 15 years ago when we were losing, says Endiv. Thank you for the super chats. You can do that through the $sign and we'll read them out. Foden's going to get pocketed. Well, there's a corner here for Manchester City. It's a very fast pace to this game. If it's like this now, imagine what it's going to be like in the last 20 minutes if it's only a goal in it or it's still a draw. Alisson's got hold of that one. Nearly 20 minutes gone. It's flown by. In the poll, only 39% think Salah will leave Liverpool. 61% say he'll stay. There we go. What a game. What a game. Can Chelsea produce history at the Bernabeu on Tuesday night? 3-1 down from the first leg. Is there any chance Chelsea will turn it around? We'll be doing a watch-along for that one as well. It's going to be very difficult. I think it will go down as one of Chelsea's great nights in Europe if they do it. I don't think they can do it, but if they do it, it'll be amazing. Be very hard to go to the Bernabeu and turn it around. Another mistake here, though, by Liverpool. They're sort of Fabinho again. He's not having a very good game here, Fabinho. Good tackle. Liverpool clear it. Fabinho, it was De Bruyne that skipped past him, and it's Fabinho who's caused this problem again. And they've still not got rid of it. And it's Rodri, deflects again for a corner. Bit of a shaky game by Fabinho. Couple of mistakes. He slipped over a few times as well. Don't know whether anyone else has noticed that. Pep could never do what Klopp did with that Dortmund team, says Joel. And if you have a choice, Guinness, Lager or Stout, says Brian Reed. I'll have one of each. I'll stay off it for now though, because I want to keep my I want to try and keep some semblance of control for this stream. But corner here for City. Will United finish top half of the table, says It's. Yes, he will. Alisson's got hold of that one. Rolls it out to Trent. And, oh, it's a slip. There's a lot of there's a lot of Liverpool players slipping. I'm not taking the piss out of Gerrard. It wasn't meant as a joke. They literally are slipping around a lot. City have obviously watered the pitch. And nice ball into Foden. Cuts it back very well, but there's nobody there for the cutback. And Liverpool come away with it again. It's a lovely ball by Thiago into Salah, and they've got a 2v2 now. And Salah, he won't have the legs. Kyle Walker's will. Basically, Kyle Walker would be playing for Leyton Orient if he wasn't fast. But his pace is an asset. Liverpool are going to win, says Con. Macarena says, I think Salah's contract situation is impacting his game. I don't think he should have knocked it past the defender there. He should have ran at him. Keep the ball close. Kyle Walker's probably one of the quickest players in the league. I'd say he's quicker than Salah. That recovery pace can be very handy. I mean, it kept England in the Euros, didn't it? If you think back to that Germany game, England against Germany, Goretzka ran through, Rice took him down. He would have been sent off if Kyle Walker hadn't been running back. Man City using their owner's oil to make the pitch slippy, says Misa. God, we've got nearly 17,000 people watching. Please smash a like on the video and share. We are in a massive game here. It is the game of the season in the Premier League. There's no doubting that. And Liverpool early goal conceders, but equalising through Jota from a De Bruyne opener. And it's massively intriguing. And it's 1-1 after 23 minutes. You almost want it to stay close, don't you? Because it just makes it more of an interesting game. Do you think Phil Foden will be world-class as Liam? Well, the only way to become world-class, Liam, is to grab hold of games like this, isn't it? There's no doubt that he's a good player, but what happened with Edison there? Very nearly. I missed it. What was I doing? I was daydreaming. Edison receives the ball, goes to kick it, stutters, and nearly lets it in his own goal. City almost an own goal, says Jack. Jota slides in, but he gets it away. City with a free kick. De Bruyne pings it up. They've beat the offside trap. Oh, and Stones should have thrown himself at it. I don't know whether there would have been offside anyway. Too busy listening to his own voice, says Martin. Yeah, you and 17,000 others. I love how Liverpool is only big team able to match City in terms of possession, says Deeney. That's an interesting thing to love. I think you'd probably like winning more, wouldn't you? What a game, says Nick. Let's go Man City, says Amir. The disrespect that Kyle Walker gets is shocking, says Todd. I agree, Todd. It's ridiculous that people say he's basically a Leyton Orient right back with pace. Sunshine, Gary Neville, says hello. And do you think Bayern can come back? Says 429. Yeah, I think Bayern will come back against Villarreal. That's Tuesday night as well. Double watch along for that. This game is just very much about you can't make a mistake in a game like this. You'll get punished. You went on TalkSport. How nice is Sherman? Hey mate, if they ask me to go on, I'll give them a bit of knowledge. You know, I think they get a lot of Pratts on there. Some might say they've had another Pratt on there, but you know, if they want education, I'm available. Marnie and Salah are ghosting so far, says Karamu. Hey, it's too early to be saying stuff like that. Too early to be saying stuff like that. It doesn't go to penalties. No, it's a league game, so it would be points. You get a point each. Dylan, thank you very much. Yeah, we are on the United stand at 8 o'clock tonight, yes. Nice ball in behind to Foden. I'd say City have bounced back to the equaliser quite well. Can we get a Deitch reaction to today's defeat? I've already done it, Brian. You can't do too much of Deitch. It'll wreck my throat. It pains me to watch the amazing quality in this game. We are so far away from them. Eric Ten Hag talking about a 5-year plan to be back is optimistic, says Mario, who is clearly a Manchester United fan. Time for a bit of a stretch here. Stretch it out. Do you think Messi will leave PSG in the summer? I think he should do, but it's a bit like Ronaldo with United, isn't it? Who's going to take him? De Bruyne on Robertson. He's booked him. Oh, here we go. Anthony Taylor. He didn't need to do that. I don't think that was a booking. You don't need to book a player for that. There was no contact. It was hardly a foul. I don't think that's a yellow card. In a game like this, I don't think you should be given a yellow card for that. Matthew says it was a clear yellow. I just think in a game like this, it's a bit like a derby. Don't be giving out silly yellow cards. Just keep the game flowing. I suppose we've had 27 minutes though, so it's not like it's an early one. Oh, watch out! Watch out! What's Trent doing there? He's tried to beat him. Tried to go for a Beckham goal. You're not Beckham, mate. You're good, but you're not Beckham. From his own half. Massively exciting match, says Lynn. 28 minutes gone. 1-1. Man City, Liverpool here. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 644,000. Everyone's welcome on here. We've got some big watch-alongs coming for you this week as well. Bernabeu, Chelsea, 3-1 down against Real Madrid. Nice ball over the top here. Man City. He's done him. He's done really well. De Bruyne. Oh, he's at the foot of the post and it's just gone wide. It's a big chance for Kevin De Bruyne in the box. And he's missed. Cancelo on the drive forward. Sends Trent back to Liverpool. Puts a cross in. De Bruyne. Side netting. Best Prem team poll. United 08, Chelsea 12, City pool now, Stone Roses. I will do that in a minute. It's a good one. This was Trent trying to be Beckham. You can see why he tried to do it. You could see it was way off his line, but I think the ball to Salah was on. Big chance for De Bruyne. It's always Anthony Taylor, says Jack. I will do that poll. I'll start typing it now. There you go. Best Premier League side ever. Get involved in that. We've got a super chat coming in from Carol. Carol says, I'm still new to football and I'm confused onto what the term Farmers League is. You guys usually use it to describe the French league. Yeah, so basically a Farmers League can be very... Carol, you're learning. So Farmers League is a term that is very good in association to the French league. There are other leagues you could associate it with, but the French league is a good one because basically Farmers League is like, I mean really it used to be called a pub league because pub league football happens on a Sunday morning with hungover crap footballers in the main, and Farmers League has sort of changed the conversation because it used to be pub league standard but now it's Farmers League, and basically instead of drunk hungover people playing football, a Farmers League would be old farmers, stereotypically, playing in wellies. So, again, very crap football. Mark, why can't Liverpool have the success under similar owners to the Glazers? Does the fact that make you more confident in success under Ten Hag, says Jay? I think Liverpool fans would massively refute that the Glazers are like ours. Mane's in here. Ball over the top. You can't take your eye off this too much. I need to sort of adjust the way I watch these matches because it's so fast paced. Henderson on the edge of the box. Little dink. Terrible ball. What was that all about? Who do you think you are? Spending too much time with Maguire there. Henderson. Mark, what do you think the score will be? And do you think Man City will go get... Do you think United will get 4th or 5th? I don't think they'll get either of those, Dylan. I think they'll do well to get 6th. My pre-match prediction was that City would win 2-1, but that was just based on the fact that they were the home team. I really think it could go either way, and I thought that before the game, and I think after half an hour I haven't changed my mind, which I suppose is quite justifying to everybody who said it would be hard to call, because half an hour in it's hard to call. Ah, so this is football. It's been so long I'd nearly forgotten, says Sean Finity. Obviously a United fan. We got 17,600 people watching. Could we get up to 20,000? I don't know, but thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you smash a like and share the video. Please do subscribe. Get involved with That's Football. We do a lot of watch-alongs here and everyone's welcome. The pace of this game is fantastic. As I said, I mean, we've still got a long way to go until we're into the last 20 minutes. But if it's 1-1 in the last 20 minutes, does Klopp just go for it? Or does he take a point? I don't know. With 7 games to go, you could say, well, a point might be fine if City lose another game. But do you rely on anyone else to beat them, or do you go and do it yourself? I don't think it's fair to say that United would get crushed by City and Liverpool, because I think most teams would get beaten by City and Liverpool. CHD says, why don't you just show the match? Because I'm not Sky and I haven't got a multi-100 million pound deal with the Premier League to show their matches. So, yeah, that's basically it if you can't figure it out yourself. Goldbridge looks tired, says Logan. I have been up since 5:30. I did do a watch-along for that for the racing this morning, but I feel okay. Are there any Everton players you would fancy at United currently? No, Mohammed. And Colin, thanks for the super chat. City are in down the left-hand side again. They've got to watch the runners. Oh, he's gone front post, Cancelo. I think he could have crossed it. He's tried to catch Alisson out by shooting instead of crossing. But look at this here. That's a 5v4 situation. You've got a back four of Liverpool. But where they're not tracking the runners there. There's a ball into Phil Foden that he could have just rolled it and he went for the shot. It's a corner, that is. I don't know whether the referee saw it. He did. Corner. Headed away. Man City are having the best of things at the moment. Lovely ball out to De Bruyne. It's back with Alisson, though. No, I think there was an offside there. Sunshine, Gary Neville. Ooh, sunshine, Gary Neville. 35 minutes gone. Catch a breath. Stand by me. That's a terrible kick out by Alisson. What has he done? Robertson has to head it away. Talk about distribution. That's terrible by Alisson. Cross comes in. Matic puts it out for a corner. Liverpool looking a bit shaky here. Alisson with his distribution. Fabinho not putting in the tackles. You've got to say, are they getting a bit nervous? You don't want to be losing a game like this because of nerves. They're not losing, you're right. But you don't want to be losing because of nerves either. Another corner to City. Cross comes in, headed away. Saints. It's a carbon copy of the last one. And it's a goal! Is he offside? It looks like he's offside. I'll have to verify. No, I think they're going to give it. They don't seem to be complaining much. I think this is a goal for City. What? We were just talking about mistakes. Cross comes in, headed out by Matip. No, he's on. There's 4 City players off, but Jesus' run. I think he's timed it to perfection. It will go VAR. There's 4 City players offside, but they're not going to be interfering with play. And Jesus ends up with a bit of a tap in that Alisson stretches himself wide, but he can't stop it. Do you agree United will always be in City's shadows now, says Goldbridge, left toe? No. I think he's going to give it. There's no offside. Margins. Fine margins. And it's given. And it's 2-1. It's a lovely finish by Jesus, but Liverpool... I suppose question marks would be asked about Trent again, defensively, switching off. He's a wonderful attacking fullback. He's lost his man there. And the reason he loses his man, by the way, is because he stops running. It's all right in being onside, but he's trying to play him offside, and he's played him on. He didn't go with the run. He's tried to play him offside, and he hasn't. So therefore, you've got to look at Trent on that. Defensively, he's just been caught out by a very clever run by Jesus, who ultimately is probably a centimetre onside. But look at Van Dijk now. He's passing a simple pass out. Liverpool look rattled here. Too many mistakes. If you think about the corner, that came from a bad kick out by Alisson. That's how the corner happened. They're making too many unforced errors here. It's 2-1 to Manchester City, and their headspace is just better than Liverpool's at the moment. They're all over the place, says Peter. Look, I said it when it was 1-1, just before that goal. You don't want to lose a game like this because you're not right, and Liverpool are not right. They're making too many mistakes. City are playing the percentage game, looking after the ball, doing their jobs, focused. Liverpool just look, for some reason, not at the races. Yeah, United probably need a full new 11 and a couple of this current lot for rotation before we have a chance to compete with them, says Joshua Bowater. Still plenty of time to go. City are playing the pressing game here. I think City can sense blood. Liverpool just haven't really settled into this game since the equaliser, funnily enough. Nice ball into Mane. But they're just second best at the moment, Liverpool, and City's tails are up. Now he's going to book Bernardo Silva here. He has to book Bernardo Silva here because he's already booked Robertson. Again, if I'm being fair, I don't think Robertson should have got a yellow card, and I don't think Bernardo Silva should get a yellow card. But actually, he has to. Pep has really turned Cancelo into a top player, says Nate. I'd just rather we didn't get any yellow cards unless it's a really bad tackle, because I don't want to see anybody sent off. Now it's Trent. He's got to cross it. Why didn't he cross it? Was he offside? He must have been offside. It was a tap-in. It was a sweaty goal. He's offside. Yeah, he's offside. Trent would be perfect in a back five, says Reese. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you. Five minutes to go to half time. This half has flown by, hasn't it? Oh, bad mistake there. Henderson. Liverpool on the attack. Into Salah. I'm sure Liverpool will take a draw at the moment, but there's plenty of time to go. This game can change very, very quickly. And look, I don't want to talk about Manchester United because as a United fan, this is just a bloody embarrassment as to how far we are away. But for anybody who is any England fan or United fan who is a fan of Harry Maguire, this game is exactly why Harry Maguire will never be good enough to play for a top four side. The line of both of these teams is ridiculously high and aggressive because they've got pace. The modern centre-back at the highest level must be able to be this high to allow a press to work. Maguire would not be able to play for either of these teams. Even if you surrounded him with all these good sweeper keepers and fantastic midfielders and holding midfielders and brilliant fullbacks, he'd get exposed in this system because they're playing so high, they're playing so energetic and athletically. And that's why some United fans are like, we've got to change our centre-backs. Not because he cost 80 million, but because the way the modern game is at the moment, you've got to have centre-backs that are athletic. Salah's been quiet, says Aid. Yeah, Mane's been quiet as well. Ederson gets rid of it that time. Bit of a press from Liverpool now. 3 minutes to half time. Trent is more of a classic winger. Can't defend to save his life, says Alligator. That's a nice ball by Fabinho. But it's good heading by Laporte. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're only 300 away from 645,000. Get involved with That's Football. Everyone's welcome. Bottom right-hand corner. But it's City on the attack again, and it's Foden with the cross. Oh, my God. Robertson stretches out, gets a little bit on the ball, which takes it off the toe of Sterling, who was literally dead centre on the edge of the 6-yard box. That would have been a tap-in, surely. Brilliant bit of defending. Probably won't get noticed by Sky with a replay, but it should have been. It was brilliant by Robertson. It was a great cross by Foden, and Foden's in again. Matip does well and ends up with a goal kick. They'll probably show it back now. Sterling can't believe it. He was smiling like it's his birthday. Lovely ball into Foden. The cross is delightful, and he just gets a little bit on it, Andy Robertson, to take it off the toe of Sterling. He's literally waiting to tap it in. Is that why Pep Guardiola wanted to sign Maguire? Says Rash. Mate, I don't care whether Pep Guardiola wanted to buy Alexis Sanchez. Jota's in. Jota's in. Oh, I tell you what. That is jam. Jota's in. Laporte slides. Jota doesn't see the slide. He could have used the slide to go down for a penalty, and the slide continues and gets the ball. Yeah, just back on that irrelevant point by Rash about Pep Guardiola wanting Maguire. Pep Guardiola has bought lots of players that he's brought into the club and got rid of because they weren't good enough. He also wanted Fred. He wanted Alexis Sanchez. He had about 3 goalkeepers before he found the right one. I think he did the same with his right backs. I'm telling you now, Harry Maguire wouldn't work for City. If you think he is, football's not for you. He wouldn't work. And how many years ago was it that he wanted Harry Maguire? In the modern game, he wouldn't work. I'd be interested to see what he would have done with him, but there's no way. And I tell you what, if Pep really rates Harry Maguire, let's offer him to Man City for 10 million and see if he'll take him. I guarantee he wouldn't. Smoked says Robertson's just saved a goal there. I do remember Jack Rodwell, yeah. Cross comes in from City. This is a goal. Oh! 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 He's hit the post. It would have been offside from Laporte. Alisson makes a great save. Palms it onto the post. I think it was offside anyway, but blimey hell. City are getting closer to a 30 years offside. Liverpool do play a risky offside. Great save by Alisson though. Was offside. What a half. Klopp's not very happy. Talking to the 4th official. I don't really think he's got a lot to talk about in relation to unhappiness, but he's probably just generally not very happy with the team. Arsenal invincible is impressive, but United treble #1. Current United garbage compared to either of these two teams. Yeah, we ran a poll, 11,000 votes. You can vote in the chat. Foden's just scored, but there's a foul. Best Premier League side ever. United treble, Arsenal invincibles, Chelsea 05, City Centurions. United have dominated it with 56%. Arsenal got 17. City Centurions 15. Chelsea 05. I actually would put Chelsea 05 second. I think the Chelsea 05 side, Mourinho's first season, is massively underrated. They broke the record in relation to clean sheets. They hardly conceded any. They got loads of points. I think they scored loads of goals. It was his first season in the Premier League. I just think it's a forgotten great team. And it's no skin off my nose as a United fan, but that Chelsea 05 side doesn't get the credit it deserves. I've always said that. And I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't. Right, we're nearly at half time here. Thiago is going to blow. Klopp needs a big half-time team talk here. A point's not a terrible result for City. A win, I think it basically gives them the title. And I think Pep will say at half-time, and it is going to be half-time, I think Pep Guardiola at start of half-time, Pep Guardiola will be saying at half-time, go and get that third goal. Go and win that game. Because that is huge. That is absolutely huge. And what a half of football. What a half of football. Crazy game that has lived up to the expectations. And I think one of the things I would say is you've got to applaud that. So many times when you get these sort of games, and look, it does remind me a bit of Man United Arsenal in the late 90s, because those games were very rarely boring. They were great games. But so many times you get these games, whether it's international football or Champions League or Cup games, oh, it's going to be a great game. And it's not. How many Liverpool United games have you watched that was quite boring? This game has lived up to the expectation. We've had loads of chances. It's not been high incident. We've not been talking about VAR or anything like that. We've had loads of chances. Man City have been the better side, but Liverpool have played their part. It's 2-1. It's not over yet. It is game of the season, and it's delivered a high level of football as well. So I've got to say, what a game that it has been so far. Story of the half, look, 1-0, deflected goal for City, bit lucky, good equaliser by Liverpool, and then I think Liverpool get themselves back into the game and then proceed to just make loads of unforced errors. The goal itself comes from Alisson, terrible distribution, which ends up with a corner. And I think they end up scoring from that corner or immediately after it. Fabinho slipping on the De Bruyne goal. Van Dijk, passing's a bit all over the place. They just look a bit shaky, and I don't know whether that's just because the City press is causing them problems, but they do look shaky and they do look like they're having problems, and they need to settle. But from 2-1. Man City are not a team that they're not going to let you settle. So it's going to be very interesting at the moment, because the likelihood is, if it was a percentage game, who's most likely to score? I think at the moment it looks most likely that City will score a third goal, and if they do, it will be game over, won't it? So City win this, 4 points clear at the top. You'd say the title's theirs. Liverpool draw, still City will be a point ahead, so they've got the better run in. Liverpool need to turn this around in the second half, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Jurgen Klopp approaches it. Are you expecting Liverpool to win or what, says GSG? I don't know. I think we're in a different position than what we were in at the start of the game, where it's 0-0. We've now seen 45 minutes, and I think it's been not surprising that it's two very good teams. But to be honest, Trent Alexander-Arnold looks out of depth this match. I think Mane and Salah have been too quiet as well. I think Liverpool's midfield hasn't got hold of the game. You'd expect more from Fabinho and Henderson and Thiago. And I think at the moment, City's players from back to front are delivering more consistency. Haaland, Man City would be 4-1 up, says Landon. I don't think so, really. I don't think there's been chance after chance after chance after chance for the attack. Mark, what do you think about Crystal Palace? Well, they lost today, John. If anybody's unaware of the results today, Burnley lost 2-0 to Norwich. I'm gutted. Leicester beat Palace 2-1. And Brentford beat West Ham 2-0. Europa League hangover. That's very hard for what West Ham are doing now. Playing Thursday night and Sunday is always a problem at this time of the season. But this game is half-time. It's 2-1 to City. Title decider if City win, I think yes. If Liverpool win, I still think the title is up for grabs. But what a fantastic first half we've seen. City with the momentum, no doubt about it right now. But Klopp did not look happy. Bit of a yawn there. I have been up since half-5 because of the F1. Klopp did not look happy. We'll talk about what they can do in the second half. But remember, we're sponsored by Earn You. You can hold your phone up on your camera and scan the QR code, or you can go through the link in the video description. Earn You are sponsoring the show. And basically, what Earn You does is you can predict and win points and cash prizes on esports games, on real games as well. And if you fancy trying it out, the future of sports prediction games, then head over to the link in the description or scan the QR code and join Earn You today. The first 500 of you will be able to try the game for free. So please use the code Goldbridge when you join this round. Remember, you've got to be over 18 to play, and always play aware. The link is in the video description there. I played with my 10,000 Earn You tokens during my game week, and if you look at my account, we can see that I've now got 10,143 points. as I said, use the QR code on your phone to check it out. And the first 500 of you will be able to play the game for free. So please use the code Goldbridge and check it out. You can predict esports games as well, and but you've got to be over 18 to play. Check it out in the link in the description or scan the QR code. Thank you very much to Earn You for sponsoring the show. Man United risk losing Ten Hag as deadline is set, says Pap. I've not seen anything about that. We'll talk about that on the United Stand at 8 o'clock. Leipzig in the race for Erik Ten Hag, and they have already spoken to his management, though United seems to be likely to be his new club, says Dan. International 11 mark. I'm not doing that, Jack, today. We'll do it. We've got watch-alongs in the week. This is too big a game to sit here and start doing international 11s. It's game of the season, mate. This is for the title. We've got to talk about what happens in the second half. How do you get back into this game? We'll talk about those Ten Hag rumours on the United Stand at 8 o'clock, by the way. What do Liverpool do to get back into this game? They've got to cut out the unforced errors. It's like any game, isn't it? If you're playing snooker and you miss an easy red, it gives the opportunity for the opposition to come and clear the balls up. If you're playing rugby and you misplace a pass and the opposition get the possession, they've got possession. It's very similar to what Liverpool are doing at the moment. They're giving away easy possession and not making it easy for Man City, but they're giving them cheap possession, and City have used it to capitalise. Liverpool need to cut down on their unforced errors. They need to get back to simplifying their game, and that doesn't mean playing boring football. Liverpool know how to play. They're not doing themselves a service here. This is not the Liverpool that we've seen over the last couple of months. They've come to this game, they've got themselves back into it once already, but they're not delivering to the level that they should be. And certain people, Tyson says Salah's done, Son will win the Golden Boot. Certain people in that team need to step up. You need your big game players. Fabinho, Van Dijk, Salah, Mane, Henderson, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think the one player that has done well in that half is Andy Robertson. I think he stopped a certain goal for Sterling. Had a big part to play in the replay in the equaliser. Even Alisson's been a bit shaky as well. They just look a little bit shaky, Liverpool. And I don't think it's a substitution change. I think it's a mentality change. Like, I think if I was Jurgen Klopp, I'd be saying, look, it's 2-1. You're more than capable of coming back. If we draw, we're still in the title race. Ideally, we want to win, but let's get back into the game. Let's not walk out of here at the end of the game and go, we didn't give a good account of ourselves. We've worked hard to get back into this position. Let's have a go and get back into it. And if I'm Pep Guardiola, I'm saying, look, we win this game, we've basically won the title. We can focus on the Champions League. We can coast through the last few games in the league. We've basically won the title if we win this. 45 minutes, you're 2-1 up. Arguably, we should be 3-1 up. Let's get that third goal, and then let's shut them down and use the ball. We've done it before. We've been 2-0 up at Old Trafford and just passed the ball around. We know what we do, but we need to get that 2-goal cushion because they're going to be dangerous. They're going to go for us. I think the game becomes very interesting if this is 2-1 in the last 20 minutes. If it's 2-2 in the last 20 minutes, I personally think Klopp might go for it, but they've got to get themselves back into the game first. Your opinions on Haaland maybe joining Man City, says William. I think it's very obvious that Pep Guardiola has always wanted that out-and-out striker. It's funny, really, because a lot of people say, well, modern football's all about a false nine now. But Pep Guardiola has been very heavily linked to 3 out-and-out number 9s. So it's almost ironic how people go, well, football's moved on, you don't need a striker anymore. People like Harry Kane and Lewandowski and Ronaldo are people of the past. Yet the architect of the false 9 has tried to sign Harry Kane, Cristiano Ronaldo and Erling Haaland in the last 12 months. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do end up with Erling Haaland. They really wanted Harry Kane. They really wanted Ronaldo. And I think they really want Erling Haaland. Will Pep ever get his number 9? I don't know. I think Man City would be a very interesting team to see with a number 9. Look, some people have written Ronaldo off. I personally think Ronaldo, if he had gone to Man City, would have scored a lot of goals. I think Harry Kane would have scored a lot of goals at Man City. I'd be interested to see what an Erling Haaland did. I think Lewandowski would score a lot of goals there. Who they go for, I don't know. A lot of people are talking about the fact that some of these players are fasting. Obviously that would have an impact, but I I thought City got that Alvarez, says Wakey. Yeah, but I don't think Alvarez is seen as their Ronaldo or their Harry Kane. I think they want an out-and-out number 9. Ronaldo would be on 25 goals by now at City, says Paul Lees. I personally think Ronaldo would have scored a lot of goals at Man City, but I also think if you put Jamie Vardy up front for City, he'd score a lot of goals. I think playing in that Man City side, if Pep adjusted his system to say, look, you're a number 9, you stay as a number 9, I think you would get a lot of goals. I doubt Eric Ten Hag would go to Leipzig over Manchester United. I think the opportunity to be the Man United manager will be bigger than most. I don't think there's many jobs you wouldn't take over the United job. I don't think there's many jobs you would take over the United job, and I certainly don't think he's being offered Real Madrid or Barcelona. So I don't see Leipzig being his choice, to be honest with you. Benzema was fasting when he grabbed 3 goals on Chelsea's head top. Stop the excuses, as White Owl. And do you think Lukaku would do well at City? Probably not. Yeah, I think Pep Guardiola would... Well, he can't pull his hair out. He hasn't got any. But imagine that. All the little tiki-taka and then Lukaku's bouncing it into Sainsbury's car park. So, look, Lukaku can't even do it for Chelsea. Imagine him in a Man City side. Apparently Benzema wasn't fasting, says Iram. And Mark, I worried about United messing up the Ten Hag on purpose just so they can get Pochettino, says Mohamed. I don't think United will mess up that, to be honest with you. I really don't. Maybe wrong, but I don't think he will. Anyway, look, thank you everybody for watching. The game is not over. That is not a goodbye. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and smash a like on the video. This is That's Football. We will be talking about Benzema and talking about Chelsea. We will be doing a watch along on Tuesday night for the Bernabeu match between Real Madrid and Chelsea. And Leipzig has been the second best performing club in Germany since they aren't sacking since Tedesco. They aren't sacking him. This seems like pressure from Ten Hag's camp, says Dan. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I mean, it's more for a show at 8 o'clock. We'll deep dive into that at 8 o'clock on the United Stand. But I really do not think that Leipzig is the club that wants Eric Ten Hag. I think it's Dortmund who want Eric Ten Hag. We're 100 subscribers away from 645,000, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Players are about to come out for the second half here. It's about to get very, very tasty, and we're very, very excited about it as well. City at the moment, I would say City are going to end up winning this game, but I don't think it's written in stone. Liverpool are more than capable of coming back and getting back into it as well. We'll see if they can. Right, who's your money on? Do you think it's over? Do you think there is chances for them to get back into it? We're talking about one of the best teams in Europe here. We're talking about a team that's desperate to win the league. We're talking about now or never time, aren't we? But they've got to massively improve. It's a big, big job for Jurgen Klopp to try and get this team back on its feet, because their mentality just isn't right at the moment. Diaz warming up there. He is an option. Firmino's warming up. He is an option. They've got options. They've got options all over the pitch if they want to make changes. I suspect Jurgen Klopp will have given him a bit of a kick up the arse. Obviously, they've got the second leg against Benfica midweek, but they're comfortable in that game, aren't they? They're 3-1 up from the away leg. So, playing Man City in the FA Cup next week as well. So, you know, you don't want that psychological blow of going into the game next week having lost a major game as well. Are Liverpool handing the momentum to Man City? They do not want to be doing that. Right, we're waiting for Man City to come out here. The cameras are on Jurgen Klopp. I sense he will want to bring Diaz on because Mane and Salah have been very quiet. Liverpool players just having a little bit of a warm-up here. I don't think Man City players are even out yet. They're just coming out now. There they come. Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much, Mikael Roach. Who do I think is going to win the Champions League? Probably one of these teams, Sherab. If I'm being honest, yeah. Can I just say, just before this second half kicks off, do check out do check out Earn You. The QR code's on the screen. All you do is you hold your camera up to it and it will take you to the site. Check it out. You can also do it through the video description. Thank you very much to them for sponsoring the show. First 500 of you will be able to play the game for free, so please be sure to use the code Goldbridge when you join this round. Remember, you've got to be over 18 to play, and please play aware, but the first 500 of you can play for free with the code Goldbridge. Scan the QR code on your phone or go through the link in the description, and we're up and running in the second half here. Fasten your seatbelts. The first half flew by. Let me just show you something as well, just while the game starts. If you weren't aware, there's the league table. Man City, we haven't added the points on because they're still playing, but Man City are a point ahead of Liverpool at the moment. If this was to be a win for City, they'd go 4 points ahead. With the easier run-in, I think it's title over. Liverpool draw, stays the same at point gap. Liverpool win, they go 2 points ahead. So massive 45 minutes here, and I think you would agree that if Liverpool were to lose this game and Man City were to go 4 points clear, they probably would be. Mane! And he scored straight away! Oh my life! I thought he was offside. We're talking about connotations. We're talking about Man City having a firm grip on this game, and they've literally given it up within the first minute of this half. Mane for Liverpool. What a start for the half. Man City have fallen asleep here. What are they doing? From a position of strength where they looked like they were going to get the third goal before half time. It's a delightful pass by Jota. Kyle Walker, his Leyton Orient pace, no good for him there. He can't. It's the battle of the right backs. Trent Alexander-Arnold lost Jesus on the second goal for City, and Kyle Walker there. His pace can't save him. I tell you, take the pace away from Kyle Walker and he should be playing for Leyton Orient. He's lost Mane. It's 2-2. You can see from Pep's face, he's bloody fuming. He can't believe it. All that talk. If you're Jurgen Klopp, you're like, that team talk is A star. If you're Pep Guardiola, everything you've just said has gone out the bloody window. 2-2. 2-2. Whoever said 3-3, you might have been right before the game. 4 goals in under 50 minutes in the game of the season. Whatever you think about these teams, whatever you think about it, however jealous you are like me or whatever, the reality is we are being served up an absolute classic of a game here between two of the best teams in the world and the two teams that want this Premier League title. And whoever ends up with the league title this season and anything else they win with it, you can't deny the fact that they will be very worthy Premier League champions because they have been pushed by one of these other two teams. They can't both win it. They can't both win it. And whoever's the runners-up will have pushed the winner. Very much so. City have been in front twice here, and twice Liverpool have come back. Mane delivers. Now it's Robertson. He waits. He puts the cross in, and it will go for a throw-in. Great graphics, Marx's Barnaby. Big thumbs up to Drawty for the graphics, to be fair. Where are we? Where are we? I need to just move myself, actually. There we go. I'm not quite as central as I want to be. I'll take Walker over Wan-Bissaka, says Mikael Roach. Hey, mate, we're talking about high-end football here. Two great teams, says Seacrest. Dean Henderson saves that, says Jordan. I did see Harry Maguire appeal for handball against Matic. It was just very odd. I don't really understand what he's doing. I think he was just panicking. As a Manchester United supporter myself, I get jealous seeing high-end matches like this. Going to be an intense second half. Well done to both teams, says Val. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? If you are a United fan, you have to go and watch other teams play football to get your fix of good football, because you're not going to get it watching United, and we haven't had that for... Arguably, we haven't watched United play any good football for about 4 or 5 years, have we? Even Mourinho's last season was shit. And the end of his season before. Abby, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. 50 minutes gone here. 2-2. Instant second half equaliser from Mane for Liverpool. City were looking very good at 2-1 before half time. But City now, pegged back to 2-2, the nerves will be in their head. And the mentality shift of confidence will be in Liverpool's head. Can City get it back? They're a very measured team under Pep Guardiola. They back themselves. They're patient. But has this game swayed into Liverpool's favour now? 2-2. And as I said before the game, if it was 2-2 with 10-15 minutes left, do Liverpool, who are on the attack now with Jota, that's not a very good ball, do Liverpool throw caution to the wind in this game and go for it in the last 20? Be very interesting to see. Christian can hear the Liverpool fans more than the City fans. Well, they're probably very nervous at the moment. Alisson, sweeper keeper, heads it away. Fabinho with the flick on. Lovely little ball. Thiago. Mane's not going to even run for that. I think next season Man United can go toe-to-toe with these clubs, says Colin. I think you're pissed, Colin. J-Man says, take the pace from Kyle Walker. He's a Man United fullback. It's Sadio Mane's birthday as well, apparently, says Joe. A few of you'd said that. Man City fans never create an atmosphere, says Karamu. I think they're trying to buy one. I think they're trying to buy one in the transfer market. It's on their list. An atmosphere. What a game. What a game. Liverpool showing some real drive and intensity now. And it's a lovely cross again. And Salah. Oh, my life. Cancelo. I think Salah thought Cancelo was going to get it. He didn't. And Salah effectively could have had an almost tap-in. Keeper would have been there to be beaten, but I just don't think he saw it until it was too late. Salah. And the chance goes a-begging. But Liverpool have got the momentum here at the moment. City on the ropes, says Graham. At the moment... Oh, here we go again. And Salah, he's got the ability to run into the box. It's a nice ball to Jota. It's a great save by Ederson. Ooh, I tell you what. The tide has turned. It's Liverpool with the momentum now. Mistakes are happening to City that were happening to Liverpool. Salah was onside. He slipped in Jota, who hit his shot. And Ederson makes the save. Man City have got caught sleeping here, says Slippy. It's been a great game because it's ebbed and flowed. It's gone from one way to the other. The momentum just shifts. And that's what tends to happen when you've got two very good teams playing each other. It's almost impossible for one team to dominate it for longer than 10 or 15 minutes because the other team will just have that mentality shift and quality to bounce back. Who does City bring on to change this game, says Paul Greaves? Oh, I mean, they've got loads of options, haven't they? They've got Gundogan for the midfield. They've got Grealish or Mahrez for the attack. So they have got options. Liverpool for the attack have got Diaz, Firmino. Midfield options for Liverpool are probably not as great as what City have got. You can take Kyle Walker out of Spurs, but you can't take Spurs out of Kyle Walker, says Max. Arsenal back to reality. Who's going to get top four, says Ollie Jones? I'd probably say Spurs in relation to where we're at the moment. RC Leipzig are trying to hijack Man City's bid to make Ten Hag their manager. Ten Hag is seriously considering the offer. There we go. We'll talk about that on the 8 o'clock show for sure. For sure. Sorry for all the background noise. It is a Sunday and it's normally a lot quieter than this, but there's a lot of noise going on in the background, I'm afraid. Let's not forget Ollie routinely competed with City and Liverpool. He finished... Oh, shut up, Rash. I'm bored of you. It's a Man City versus Liverpool game of the season watch-along. Nobody wants to listen to you on the United Stand talk shit. We definitely don't want you talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on a high-end game of football. This ain't the Norwegian League. Jog on. You're boring. Okay, let's have a look at what else can we talk about that's not a load of crap. Trent clears it. Was that a foul? No, he says play on. I thought that was a foul there, but the referee says play on. Anthony Taylor. I tell you what, one thing I can say as a United fan, the one positive here is that if I was a Liverpool fan or a City fan, I'd be absolutely bricking it here. You would just be so nervous. A nice nervous, because the stakes are so high. You're basically playing your rival. There's just over half an hour to go. It's a draw. If you win, you're on cloud nine. You're so happy, but if you lose, you're absolutely devastated. So excited and nervous as I'm Hendricks, who I think is a Liverpool fan. It's just the momentum of the game. It's just I don't think City have got going this half. I still feel that Liverpool have the better momentum here, and City are fighting hard to try and get back into it. I'm fully aware of the RB Leipzig story, Hader. It's almost like there's an echo in the chat. If you can't be bothered to watch the stream all the way through, please don't turn up like fucking 55 minutes into the game and tell us something we spoke about twice already. We're watching a very important game here. I'm sorry to be blunt, but it is Le Mans City against Liverpool on That's Football in a massive game about the Premier League. And you're asking me about some shitty little rumour in the Mirror to do with a manager that is going to be Man United's manager that we can talk about on the United Stand at 8 o'clock. So, sorry to be blunt, but I do want to focus on this game, which I think most people do. Well, you've got to be ruthless, Kyle, because people will wander off into... The next thing we'll get asked is, what's your five-a-side team from the 90s? Like, we're watching a massive game here. We've got to keep the momentum going. We've got to keep that excitement in this. We've only got 35 minutes left. This is what the Premier League season's all about. It's game of the season for the Premier League. I feel Liverpool have got the momentum here, but it will definitely shift. It's whether Liverpool can go in front with this before City get their moment back. That's a mistake by Jota. And Thiago is given the foul. He probably should book him, shouldn't he? Well, he's given the foul. I'd walk away. I'd probably walk away from that. Matty says, I think this could go 3-3. Who wins the Golden Boot, says Italian Stallion? I don't know, because I don't know who's top at the moment. Fabinho has been better this second half, Kieran. Subs are going to be massive. What defence do you think is better, City or Liverpool, says Katharina? Well, I don't know whether it's better, but if I had to choose between those back fours, I would go with the Liverpool back four because I just prefer Matip and Van Dijk. I think full-backs wise, Cancelo's fantastic, Robertson's fantastic. I mean, Trent's better than Kyle Walker, I believe, but I just think the centre-backs of Liverpool are better as well. So, yeah. I don't know why Thiago didn't get booked there. I think he probably should have been, but to be honest with you, I don't want to see anybody get sent off anyway. I don't want this game to be about 10 men against 11 men. Unless somebody does something absolutely horrific, I really don't want to see the game dictated to by a red card. Alright, here's City. Rodri switches it wide. There's a ball to Bernardo Silva that nobody's seen. Henderson's trying to get that there, but Bernardo Silva's in the box. He's probably held on to it for a little bit too long, but it was a devastatingly good run from Bernardo Silva. He just didn't have the angle, and he's done well there. But Liverpool have got everybody back now. Thanks everyone for subscribing. Bottom right hand corner if you want to do that. Half an hour to go. Foden keeps it in. City having a bit of possession here for what feels like the first time in the second half, and we're 15 minutes in. Comes back to De Bruyne, edge of the box. Now it's with Bernardo Silva. I mean, who you'd take off, I don't know. Diaz has got to come on at some point, but Jota's got a goal and an assist. Maybe you take Salah off. Henderson tries to clear it. Salah holds it up. Good play by Salah. Into Jota. Can't quite feed it back to Salah, but Liverpool. Trent into Henderson. Terrible ball. Gives the possession away. Got to try and keep the possession. Salah got the assist, sorry. Salah got the assist. Salah and Mane combined. Mark, I prefer this channel's look to the United stand. Well, we're limited with the United stand, aren't we? Because we've got to go with the reds. Whereas on here we can be a little bit more. Go with colours that we like, which are the purples and greens. Mark, just hypothetically, but what players would you pick in a Dream 5 side as PT5? Swivel on it, you little banter prat. God, no, I haven't got time. Seriously, if anyone in the chat wants to do a 90s 5-a-side for PT, then that's great. Here we go. Slow sports news from deep. Leipzig is hijacking Ten Hag manager. I mean, I literally... That's a super chat as well. Off the line! Well, I say off the line. It was a good block. Probably a little bit greedy by Jesus. Poor old Deep. He's come into the chat. He's paid £2 to say, what do you think about Leipzig? And you're not even slow sports news. You're dead sports news, lamb. We've already spoken about it. Leipzig are apparently interested in Ten Hag. My response to that is, who's picking Leipzig over Manchester United? And I also don't think Leipzig are looking for Ten Hag. I think it's Dortmund. I don't think Leipzig are looking for Ten Hag. And I don't think he would choose Leipzig over Manchester United, to be fair. Goldbridge versus Gary Neville boxing match. I'll fucking knock him out. I'm Gary Neville, sunshine. Now, do you think Forest will get promoted this season? And thoughts on James Garner? I'm very excited about James Garner, who's on loan from Forest, Kobe. But I think the playoffs, whether it's Championship, League One, National League, playoffs you can't call. And I think if you've got to be going for automatic promotion, and it looks like it'll be Fulham and Bournemouth. So I think if it comes down to playoffs, I don't think there's no such thing as momentum, because you can scrape the playoffs and suddenly feel rejuvenated because it's basically a cup tournament, or you can go into the playoffs as the best team in it and think you've got a divine right to win it, and the standards can slip. So what's your biggest regret for the United stances, Callum? I can't say it on air. Avoiding backstabbers would have been, but I can't say any more than that. Stretch Mark says Barry and Oz. Oh my God, City are in Oz, and he scored. Alisson, what have you done? It's Raheem Sterling against his old club. He looks really happy, and I tell you what, this game is just unbelievable. I am not sympathetic towards Liverpool at all, but what I would say is, they keep getting back into this game and City keep going ahead. And I do feel, again, that this is a preventable goal. I don't think City have had to work hard for the goal. I think since half-time, Liverpool have been the better side. It's one ball in behind. He's offside. He's offside. Don't change the score. That's offside. No way. He's not on. Oh, no. He is on. I'm looking at the wrong player. And that's the danger of the offside trap. No, he's off. No, he's off. He is off. There was a City player off, but the City player's offside as well. Oh my God, this game is getting the big moments now. It is offside. It is not a goal. Sterling is offside. That Liverpool offside trap has got it right. Mark, to be fair, Dortmund and Leipzig offer more stability, says Os. And Jasper says, Mark, I know this is not United rated, but do you see that we are linked? Oh yeah, I'm really going to read that out, Jasper. It's hilariously brilliant combination of two bad words that I'm just going to read in free flow. You've got to do better than that, mate. And Joshua says, Jan Argefjordhoff has said that the Leipzig thing is a nonsense anyway, so that's that gone. Only people that can ruin this deal is United themselves, yes. Which is what I've said without doing any research at all. Well, what a moment. Liverpool fans breathe again. Man City fans panic again. It was offside. It remained 2-2. Raheem Sterling scored. I still think Alisson should have saved that. I don't think Sterling had to work hard to finish that chance. But it's an offside goal. But I'll go back to what I was saying. If City had scored that, you'd be fuming as a Liverpool fan, because I don't think City have worked hard to get back in front. Liverpool have worked hard to get back equal. If you're going to lose this game, you want to lose it because they've worked hard for it. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We've nearly got 20,000 watching. We've had a steady sort of 17, 18,000. We're nearly at 20,000 people watching now. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved on That's Football. You're all welcome. Hasn't Raheem played for Liverpool? He has. Gamer, he has. And game of the decade so far. It's been a very good game. I don't know whether I don't really have the time to think about whether it's game of the decade, but it's certainly game of the season. And 25 minutes to go. I think we're approaching that area now in about 10 minutes time where you look at Jurgen Klopp and you say, is he going to go for this? Is he going to risk losing it to win it? Or is he going to say, we'll take the point and see what happens on the run-in? I don't know. And I don't think you can predict a winner here. And what does Pep do? Does Pep start thinking, we'll take the point? It's really intriguing. Diaz is going to come on for Liverpool, that's for sure. Yog says City are going to win. I almost feel like doing a poll here. Who wins from here? Get in the poll. Liverpool. No, it's got to be City first. City. Liverpool. Or does draw win? We'll put it in there. Get in the community. Get in the poll. Get your vote in, and please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Somebody said, can you put draw too? No, I thought I'd leave it out. You've got to put all options. I don't think it'll end up as a draw unless it's 3-3. I don't think it will stay 2-2. I do think Klopp will go for it, and I think that will lead to surely a goal. I just think it's too pivotal in the season for both teams to just go. I think if this was October, you might go, look, let's take the draw, it's early in the season, but not in April. I mean, why would Liverpool take the draw? They're a point behind City. You've got an opportunity to put the title in your own hands, and you're going to go, let's take the draw and see if someone else can do us a favour. Do the favour yourself now. You never regret it. Are you on tonight? Yes, it's 8 PM, Slow Sports News. 8 PM tonight. Got Ricky on as well. Lovely play by Salah down the right-hand side. Oh, he tried to play for a... Maybe... Well, I don't think he was playing for a penalty, but I think he could have won a penalty. Trent's gone for an early cross. Cleared by Laporte. Now it's De Bruyne and it's City on the break. And he's timed it well for Sterling. Van Dijk's got the recovery pace. And he's bullied him. He's bullied him there, Van Dijk. And Liverpool come away with it with Henderson. It's a bit end-to-end at the moment. Mane gets it to Salah. Oh... It's just attack after attack at the moment. There's certainly no settling here. I need a stretch. Stands up for a stretch. Oh, I need it. I'm really ready for a hot bath as well. Oh, stretch that back out. I've been up since R5. Oh, God. Stretch it out. Sterling was offside on his goal. Beryl, thanks for the super chat. No substitutions yet. I think there will be some coming in. I think it's been one of the most easiest games to watch this season as well. You know, sometimes you're watching a game in 20 minutes, you're sort of like, well, what's your favourite packet of crisps? I just think the game has been a great advert for high-end football and Premier League football at that. But I just don't think you can not watch this game anywhere in the world if you're a fan of football and go, wow, this has been boring. It's been Pep against Klopp. It's been Man City players against Liverpool players. It's first against second. And it's not disappointed. I think sometimes teams can cancel each other out, but they haven't. Here's the first substitution. It's going to be Diaz and I think, is that Jota coming off? I don't know the number system for, yeah, it is Jota coming off for Diaz. Probably the most logical one when you're trying to win a game. You probably don't want to take Mane or Salah off. Shane says Salah has been crap, but he's a match winner, isn't he? He's a match winner. Do you take your match winners off? It's like United earlier in the season when we were half decent. You don't take Ronaldo off because there might be a chance in the last minute. The United stretch, says Mark Smith. Thank you very much for all the super chats, by the way, and supporting the channel. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. There's nearly 20,000 watching as we approach the 70th minute. 20 minutes to go. And I think that substitution from Klopp indicates to me that this is the point where they're going to go for it. Is the momentum with Liverpool? I feel it is. That doesn't mean that they're not vulnerable on the break. Mane. Lovely ball into Salah in the box. Don't let him on his left foot. Salah! Oh! He's got the whip. It hits the Man City player and it goes wide. And Anthony Taylor's not given a corner. What a prat. How is he... How at this level has he not given a corner there? It's crazy. He's given a goal kick. Van Dijk is imperious. I try not to watch them play, but he's so full of himself in a good way. Just knows he's a good standard, says Nick P. Mike Verwell confirms Leipzig interest, says the race is open and United have failed to grant Ten Hag's terms. Leipzig offers a multi-year contract, says Dan. Anthony Taylor hasn't given the corner and we're back up and running here. I mean, it's not like he hasn't given a penalty, so we move on, but it is a moment. Can't take your eyes off it, so takes his eyes off it. Don't take your eyes off it. 20 minutes to go. Just under. Nice ball by De Bruyne. Now it's City. Cut back to De Bruyne is on. Why didn't he cut it back? De Bruyne's saying, why didn't you cut it back, you greedy Jesus? Jesus. Whatever, however you pronounce it. You should. I don't care whether it's Jesus or Jesus. You should still cut it back. Why does he not cut this back? Look, he's got Sterling and De Bruyne and he goes for the near post. What is he doing in a game like that? That is ridiculous. 5 minutes later, Fjortov comes out and denies it, says Nordson. Greedy Jesus there. They all want to be winners. They all want to be the match winner. Good play by Foden. Of course, City haven't made a substitution yet. De Bruyne is trying to find... Look at how deep Mane is here. Does well. Now Salah down the left-hand side. Good tackle by Cancelo. Who wants to be a hero now? Who wants to grab the headlines now? That's what we're talking about. 42% say City will win from here. 35% say Liverpool and 23% go with a draw. Interesting. You've changed from before kickoff. City are now the favourites. It amazes me how you get more views sitting on a green screen than a panel with studios. You've got a great community here, says Fahad. We have got a fantastic community, and make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved. Our next watch along is on this channel is Chelsea against Real Madrid, and if that lives up to this, I mean, look, I'm not saying it's impossible for Chelsea. I think it's unlikely you go to the Bernabeu and turn around a 3-1 deficit, because Real Madrid are a good side and it's at the Bernabeu. But we could see an epic there as well. Mahrez coming on. About 15 minutes to go. City win this, I think they win the league. Draw, it rumbles on. Liverpool win it, they're favourites. That's what we've got in the last 15 minutes. Ra says it's this game is intense. It is intense. It couldn't be any more intense. Unless you were in a tent watching it. That was bad. Apologies. I need booing for that. Salah is ranked 5th in the Premier League for dispossessions, says Costa. I'm getting booed in the chat. I deserve it. I deserve it. If we've got any Liverpool fans in it, I would say City, but there won't be any. But like, if you actually support Liverpool or City, I'm almost sympathetic for you. You're on the edge of greatness or despair, which is what it's what we all want. We all want this. Here's Mane. He's looking for the Salah ball. He'll play it now. Now Salah down out on the right hand side. Nice switch to Robertson. Mark, both of these clubs are 4 to 5 years ahead of United. That's assuming United board start listening today. That's good, Mark. That's right, Marcus. Yeah, you're right. I don't disagree with you on that one. Yeah, we're going deep, baby. Deep, deep down. We're going to sleep. Sugar, rest for my chest. Classic E17. Both of these teams have scored most goals in the final 15 minutes than anyone else in the Premier League. They've scored more goals than anyone else in the Premier League in the last 15 minutes. I don't think this finishes 2-2. I think if it's going to be a draw, it will finish 3-3. Nice ball into Henderson. Wins a corner. They will get a corner this time. Please share the video, by the way. I only say that because we're on 19,700 and it'd be lovely to hit 20,000 on a watch along for this game. I think it deserves it. Thanks everyone for tuning in and being part of the community. It's a corner to Liverpool. They nearly scored from when we should have had a corner like that. Is VAR for anyone? Can see that's a corner, says Nathan. Well, you've got your corner now, Nathan. You should have had a corner a couple of minutes ago. You have got your corner now. Trent Alexander-Arnold's on it. The cross comes in. It's headed away. Edge of the box. Henderson. He was looking for a Paul Scholes edge of the box volley moment there. He didn't get it, and Kyle Walker brings it away. And now it's City on the attack. And if they good tackle by Henderson. I was going to say if they used it well, they could have been in a breakaway situation, but it didn't materialise. Keita's coming on for Liverpool. Henderson's coming off. Do you despise other people whose name is Mark, says Lay? No. Why would I do that? I was just looking at some stats there. I'm not going to do it. It's not right. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Don't forget to give Earn You a try. The first 500 people get to play it for free. You must be over 18 to play. And please use the code Goldbridge if you want to be one of the people who get to play it for free. Terms and conditions are in there. Also, you can scan the QR code that's on the screen there with your phone to give it a try, or go through the link in the description. Thank you very much to Earn You for sponsoring the show. You can play in genuine games or esports games in that as well. Right, okay, 12 minutes to go. Somebody just said there it will end up 2-2, Mark. You might be right. It might end up 2-2, but I just feel that I haven't sensed it yet, but I think if you're in this position and you're Jurgen Klopp and it's 2-2 and it finishes 2-2, you're still a point behind Liverpool with 7 games to go, and you're basically going, somebody else do us a favour. Well, you've got 10 minutes now to do yourself a favour. Surely you go for it. And I think they will do. This match makes you see how far away we are from winning the league, says Jameson Gray. They're on another level. Wonder how City targets like Fred, Maguire and Sanchez would have performed in this fixture had they joined, says Shivam. They wouldn't be there anymore, Shivam. What people forget is that Pep Guardiola has bought players for Man City that haven't worked. Like, he doesn't turn everybody into a great player. And he wanted Alexis Sanchez. He would have been shit. Alexis Sanchez wasn't shit for United just because of United. He's shit. Like, he's shit at Inter. He's shit. He would have been shit at City. Fred would never be Gundogan or Rodri or Bernardo Silva or Fabinho. Not for me. Or Fernandinho or Kevin De Bruyne. So Pep has bought players throughout his career that haven't worked. Look at him. He's trying to give Cancelo a kiss there. We've hit 20,000 viewers. You're all very welcome. It's very exciting here. It's Mahrez for City. Into the box. On his left foot. Still goes. Plays De Bruyne in. Cut back. Oh, Matip's there. A goal now for City would be a killer for Liverpool because you wouldn't expect them to come back and win from 3-2 down. A goal now for Liverpool. Imagine what City would do. They'd have to lay siege. What a tense last 10 minutes. To be honest with you, this is probably what we wanted. Unless you're a City or a Liverpool fan, this is probably what we wanted as a spectacle, was a really good game of football that goes to the wire. And you can't take your eyes off it. 10 minutes to go. I just think, will there be this final push from Liverpool? Lovely ball. Oh no. Liverpool win it back. Diaz, he's going to try and run at Kyle Walker. He's done well. And he's giving it away. He might have to give a foul up. No, Mahrez. Diaz wins it back. Mane. Good win of the ball by Bernardo Silva. I feel like City are... the team now pushing. Sanchez was good at Arsenal and is decent at Inter. I'm not reading that name, mate. And Liverpool playing for a draw. Why would they do that? It's no benefit for them to do that. Cheese Toaster says the stress. Pep can bench a £100 million player and Klopp can sub a captain. This is the kind of control Ten Hag needs, says IQ. We're in the 82nd minute here. City have got a free kick. He's booked Fabinho, which, to be fair, I think it probably was a booking. People are saying it should have been a red. What? I didn't see anything like that. Right, Jesus is off, and I think he's chucking on Grealish. Yeah. Is Grealish a player for this level of a game of football? They spent £100 million on him. Ice Mooney says every single player on this field has been world class today. What is his play of the beautiful game? And Mark, you're getting more excitement looking at our rivals than United. That's how boring we are, says Jameson Gray. Well, you're stating the obvious there, mate, but you're also stating facts. I don't think it looked like a red at all. I don't know why people are talking about a red. Anyway, free kick for City. It's not a shooting opportunity. It's a crossing opportunity. De Bruyne dinks it. And it goes for a goal kick. Mark, a girl confessed her feelings for me, but we haven't talked in 3 months. She's very attractive. What should I do, Mark? Says Lil. Well, if you haven't talked in 3 months, I suspect if you try and talk to her now, you might find she's gone and find somebody else. So I'd move on. Indecisive isn't the bloody word, mate. if she told you how you feel 3 months ago and you still haven't spoken to her, I mean, I think you might have left it a little bit late. Mane's coming off. Mane comes off. Firmino comes on. Maybe Klopp's thinking a little bit defensive now, or maybe he's not. I don't know. Oh God, half 5 I've been up from. Yeah, give it another 3 months, Lil. I'd say. If she's really that keen, she'll come back to you. Oh, here we go. Thiago. It's a foul on him. I think De Bruyne wants it to go the other way, but it's a foul on him. Time is ticking away now. We're approaching the 85th minute. That was a foul. That was not a foul on Thiago. That was a foul on De Bruyne. He's got that completely wrong. Maybe Rodri. Yeah, I think Rodri put... Well, yeah. De Bruyne certainly doesn't foul Thiago. Thiago fouls De Bruyne. Look, somebody just said there, and I will give him a shout out. Ali says Liverpool will score in the 88th minute. Mark my words. It does feel like this game has had so much going on that a late goal almost feels inevitable, but I don't know. I think this game's been ridiculously hard to predict before the game, during the game, and now. I don't think you can say there's going to definitely be a late winner, but to be fair, we've not really said this yet. The right result probably is a draw. The fair result probably is a draw. It's whether you want a draw. Who does a draw benefit? I think it benefits City. It keeps the title race rolling on. I certainly don't sense Liverpool are going for it. I think they'd like to win it, but I don't think they're going for it gung-ho. Kyle Walker's got the recovery pace there. He passes it back to Edison. Could be last day drama. Well, the thing is, if City win all their games after today, they'll win the league, no matter what Liverpool do. City do have the better run in. Looking at the fixtures left, the 2 standout hard games for City potentially are Wolves away and I think they've got West Ham away. I think that's right. Whereas Liverpool have got to play United at home, easy. Everton at home, easy. Spurs at home could be difficult. And I think they've got to play Villa and Southampton away. So could Wolves or West Ham cause City to drop points away from home? I mean, anything can happen, but I think if it ends in a draw... I predicted City would win the league at the start of the season, and I've never changed my mind. If Liverpool were to win this late on, I think it changes. Ooh, Matip strikes his leg out, and Liverpool managed to clear it. At the moment, it feels like City are probably edging this game in the last 3 minutes. They know the... Oh, God, cross by Cancelo there. I thought it might be bending in. A lucky jammy cross. Will you watch Madrid-Sevilla game next week? Because if they lose, Barca's 9 point behind them with a game in hand, and Madrid need to play Atletico and Betis, says Ian. There you go. Probably not, but thanks for the update. Chris says the problem now becomes that neither of these teams want to lose this game. Well, yeah. And that was always the thing, isn't it? Would Liverpool just go for it? Or would they go, there's still enough games left for us not to have to go for it? And it feels like it's De Bruyne driving forward. He'll take the free kick, and I think Van Dijk will get booked. Might just be in shooting range. Might just be in shooting range here. Lovely running by De Bruyne. And it's definitely a foul. Yeah. Yeah. Jordan says it's never a foul. It definitely was a foul. I don't know what Pep's moaning for. You've got your free kick. 89th minute. De Bruyne might just fancy hitting this. Tactical foul, that's what it's called, yeah. Nutter says I lost 160 quid because of Sterling's goal being offside. Well, it was offside, mate. Is De Bruyne hitting this, or is he going to dink across? Mahrez is hitting it. Oh! You know when you always watch the keeper on a free kick, and if they're diving, you know it's close, and if it goes past them, you think it's in. Mahrez hits this, and it's not far wide at all. I think Alisson's got it covered. I don't think he did, you know. I think if that was on target, that was in. And it wasn't far off from Mahrez. City asking the questions here at the end of this game. Liverpool really haven't done anything in the last 10 minutes. Now Salah. Good play. Do they pick up the second ball? They do. Liverpool now. Not a great ball by Matip, but Keita's there. That's not a great ball either. Liverpool just can't... Now it's Naby Keita. Into Salah. Into Firmino. Little dinky cross. Second ball. It's going to be City. Oh, ref! Fabinho. And he's caught him. De Bruyne has caught him. I don't think he's going to give anything. No. Anthony Taylor's saying no. It's a 50-50. Let's have a look. I think he should be booked. Not even going to give anything. So, Trent Alexander-Arnold with a chance to whip a cross in here. We're in the 91st minute, 4 minutes added on. It would be an absolute sucker punch to lose the game from this point. On reflection, I think a draw is the right result, but you don't always get the right result. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's been a wand this season. He whips the cross. Oh, you know, it was there to be headed. It was headed by a Man City player. And Robertson will go back to Alisson here. And he'll boot it back. Another good winner. City have defended well. Defensively, they've defended really well. Now it's Grealish driving forward. Great tackle by Matip. He'll go wide to Salah. Good energy there from Grealish, but it was a great tackle. Salah, he's done well, but he won't catch that. Stones bangs it into the touch. Throw in to Liverpool. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, 22,000 watching. Remember, we do a lot of watch-alongs on here and everybody is welcome. We're doing Chelsea against Liverpool in the Bernabeu on Tuesday, and we'll also have Bayern Munich at home in the Allianz against Villarreal. They're 1-0 down as well, so very interesting. Looks like we're heading towards a draw. Minute to go. Liverpool win it back again. Fabinho. It's not a great ball. And now it's City on the break again. Fabinho can't foul him, otherwise he'll get a red. They're in. Mahrez. He's dinked it over the keeper and over the bar. Oh, that was the chance. That was the chance. He's tried to be clever. He's tried to dink it, and I think he's got to smack it. You don't dink it there. He's got a wand of a left foot, Mahrez. Why did he try and chip the keeper? He could have curled it, and he's tried to be clever, and he's not been clever. Fabinho can't foul De Bruyne, or otherwise it's a red. Mahrez is there, onto his left, and he's tried to dink it. It was a golden opportunity. He skips round Van Dijk. He's on his left foot. He goes for the dink. And that's the final whistle. Klopp and Pep draw. On reflection, it's the right result. And on reflection, I think City were pushing more than Liverpool were at the end. Some might say Liverpool were a bit unlucky. They're playing a very good Man City side at the Etihad. And I think a draw is the right result. If anyone was going to win it at the end, I think it's fair to say that City were. But I still feel that a draw is a right result. And Liverpool showed character. They were down twice. They came back twice. Admittedly, the last 15 minutes, they just couldn't get any momentum again. But they've hung in there. They remain a point behind Manchester City. And the title race still remains firmly in Man City's hands because they're a point ahead and they've got the easier running on paper. But one slip and Liverpool could be there. And I think if City win this, it's over. They're 4 points clear. If Liverpool win this, they've got the momentum. I don't think Liverpool will feel it's over yet. And I don't think Man City will feel it's won yet. But it was a great spectacle. It was the right result. And a really good advert for high-end football in this country and in general. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And a game I was not apprehensive about, but as a United fan, I don't like City and I don't like Liverpool. But there's no doubt that they're two best teams in the league. And they put on a great game that I don't think I've watched a game as intently as that in a long time. Never really been able to take your eyes off it. It was a really interesting game. And I think it's the right result. I think it was the right result. Somebody says, right result, are you drunk? Well, that's just my opinion, mate. It's a draw, so it's the right result anyway. But I think a draw was the right result. I think Liverpool showed the character required. Remember, this wasn't played, I think next Saturday will be interesting at Wembley. But remember, this was played, Liverpool were the away team. I don't know what people expect. Like, we're not playing in COVID now with empty stadiums. There is such a thing as home advantage. I think if that was at Anfield, you'd have had a very different Liverpool. City were pushing for it at the end. So, yeah, right result, 2-2. And the title race rumbles on, I suppose. Look, we will be live on the United Stand at 8 o'clock tonight. We've got a massive stream for you. We'll be talking about these Ten Hag rumours and the issues at Manchester United. Make sure to tune in at 8 o'clock for that. Thanks everyone for watching on this channel. We will be back on Tuesday night with a watch-along. We'll have some more content going up for you. Got the FIFA highlights going up tomorrow as well. But thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you subscribe and smash a like on the way out. Also, check out Earn You. You can scan the QR code there. Remember, the first 500 people get to play it for free with the code Goldbridge. You must be over 18 to play. But and please do gamble aware if you're going to play. But check it out through the link in the description, or you can scan the code with your phone. Speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching. 8 o'clock tonight on United Stand.